Darkest greetings for Sci-Fi and Joe Dante fans. Drew here from Horror Sci-Fi and Beyond, and we're finally here at the annual year-end Christmas special, where we talk about a Christmas movie, and then we talk about the year in films, our favorite films, our least favorite films, and then we talk about some movies that we're looking forward to coming up next year. And for this episode, we're reviewing a Christmas horror movie classic produced by Steven Spielberg, written by Chris Columbus of Home Alone fame, and directed by Joe Dante of the Halloween fame. And that movie is going to be 1984's, for the 40th anniversary, Gremlins. And here to review Gremlins with me is the man, the myth, the legend, Eric White. How's it going, man?
Hey, everybody. Good. I'm going good.
Good,
Excited
man.
to talk about Gremlins. Excited to
Yeah,
wrap up this year. It's been a long year.
yeah,
Been a good year.
it's been a great year, and we'll get to that in a little bit.
Mm.
Um, and then for my second co-host, we got from Alabama, the singing wizard himself, Jackson Harbor.
Howdy, y'all.
How's it going? And Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is being recorded, or no, it's not. This is being recorded a week before Christmas. It's being posted on Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we should cover all our bases. Happy Hanukkah, good Kwanzaa,
Yeah, for our
Mhm.
Jewish
warm
friends,
winter.
fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
There are so many other holidays. I don't even know the names of a lot of
yeah.
them.
Happy Festivus if you're a
There's
Seinfeld fan.
Festivus,
Festivus.
winter solstice. Yes.
Yeah. Whatever pagan holiday you want to celebrate
Right,
in the
yeah.
winter.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, you filthy animals. But
I guess New Year's is pretty universal. Although a lot of cultures have their own New Year that's because their calendar is different.
yeah.
But the sort of universal calendar that
So I don't know if you saw our Muppets Christmas Carol review, Jackson, but at the end of it, I made Reed say Merry Christmas, you filthy animals, and a Happy New Year in his wacky listicle voice. And it was
Oh,
hysterical.
I watched that episode, but it was what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, he was like,
Easily 2 years
Merry
ago.
Christmas, you filthy animal, and a Happy New Year. Yeah, it's funny. And I also got to I made him do it when we did our top 13 scariest moments. So I thought that was really funny.
I love Lackey the Listicle.
Yeah, we need to make a Lackey the Let's Gold TV show. I just pitched it to like Paramount Plus or whatever. But
All right,
anyway,
we're already off topic.
yeah, we're already off topic. Well, we got to kind of stay on topic because
Mm.
we're recording this a week out. I got a crap ton of hours at Sioux Carnival. I'm a new job,
Mm-hmm.
so like I really just don't feel like editing this. So let's stay on topic. Gonna be unedited for the most part. But anyways, let's just hop right to it. Let's talk about the plot summary for Gremlins according to the Internet Movie Database. A young man inadvertently breaks three important rules concerning his new pet and unleashes a horde of mischievous monsters on a small town.
Billy Pelser has a nice home,
Billy, is that you?
Yeah, Mom, it's me.
a nice job, a nice girl,
If you're not doing anything this Thursday night, maybe you'd like to go out on a date with me?
I'd love to.
and loving parents who are about to give him
You're gonna like this. No, don't shake it. We're gonna have to open it now. It won't wait till Christmas.
the most unusual gift he ever got.
What is it?
It's your new pet.
Come on, Barney, be a good dog. My dad gave it to me.
But there are a few things to keep in mind. If you expose it to the light, you may hurt it. If you get it wet, it will multiply.
All that from water? They got wet?
Yeah, plain water.
And most important, no matter how much they beg, never, never let them eat after midnight.
All right, Jackson, how do you find out about this movie and what is your quick overall thoughts about this film?
I mean, it's just like everybody else. I mean, this came out when I was one, so obviously I didn't hear about it until years later. But it was just always one of those movies that people would talk about, like kids at school, be like, and I was fairly sheltered for my early years as far as what I was allowed to watch and stuff. So this movie, I don't even remember when I first saw it. I probably was in high school. I might have even been in college. Um, but it was something I was always aware of. So anyway, that's it. That's really it.
And what are your overall thoughts?
On Gremlins, oh, it's one of those like sort of perfect, like fun movies.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's great. I am one of those people that prefers Gremlins 2.
I go back and forth on that topic.
Gremlins 2 like takes the general idea and just
Mm.
goes absolutely bazonkers with it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I guess in a sort of classical sense, Gremlins is the better movie, you know,
Right.
the plot and the pacing and everything, you know.
Yeah. Well, before I get to you, Eric, I think guys may or may not know how me and Eric know each other is because you actually worked with my mom on a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Through her filmmaking class at UCA, a local college here in Conway, Arkansas. And one of her colleagues was a guy named Keith Hudson, and he freaking loves Gremlins, and that was his yearly tradition to watch Gremlins on Christmas, like how me and my mom watched John Carpenter's Halloween on Halloween.
Hmm.
So I thought that was kind of a cool thing. But anyways, Eric, well, what did you find out about this movie, and then what are your overall thoughts?
I actually saw Gremlins 2 first.
Okay.
Because it came out 84. I wasn't born when it came out, and so but I was of age. I was like I guess Gremlins 2 came on like HBO in like the early 90s, like 91. I think it came out in 90 and they probably put it on HBO in like 91, 92. My grandfather at the time had a satellite and he would just let us watch whatever. All kinds of crazy stuff.
Cool like that.
And so
including Caligula. That was one of the movies you were able to watch with Caligula.
Caligula, yeah, absolutely.
Caligula.
Yeah, one of my favorites. One of my favorite childhood films of that time. No, but so I saw Gremlins 2 first, and I loved it. I thought it was great. It's insanity. It is everything. It's like what Jackson was saying was like he took the concept and then just like smashed it into pieces and did everything they wanted to do.
Right.
It's basically Joe Dante just ran wild with it. Made a Looney Tunes cartoon out of these.
I mean,
Gremlins.
it literally starts with a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah.
The second one.
Yeah.
So I saw Gremlins 2 first, and then I went back and watched Gremlins like afterwards because for the longest while I couldn't find it on VHS in my local video store, and for the longest while I couldn't even see it. So I probably saw it when I was like maybe like 10 or 11, somewhere in there. And it's fine. It's a good movie. It's as Jax would say, it's like probably the better movie. But I mean, I'm a Gremlins 2 fan because I don't know.
I go back
It's
and forth,
wild.
like I said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But Gremlins 1 is fine. It's a
routine.
perfectly great, like, fun movie that feels like two movies mashed together.
And by the way, Eric has the Key and Peele Gremlin skit as his background. Okay,
Lipsticks,
wait a minute.
movies, bitches
You're
in the
talking
movie.
about you're gonna have WWF superstar Hawk Owen in the motion picture?
I'm gonna throw out one here: Vegetable Gremlin.
Dude. Dude, Jordan Peele plays the most stereotypical 80s flamboyant gay guy.
Right.
He's the best version of that ever. It's hilarious. And it's not
So good.
and he's not gay himself, but it's just the fact it's not even like offensive. It's just fun.
Yeah, it's just a fun, silly character. And then
It's a wonderful sketch.
The way that the sketch ends, where they actually put on the screen, is like, note, all of this is in the film.
What was it?
At the very end of the sketch, like the text appears on screen that tells you all of this is in the movie Gremlins 2.
Oh, okay.
Actually in the movie.
No matter how outlandish it sounds.
Yeah. I like the part when he walks away and he's like, I'll talk to you guys later. I gotta go put some Cowboys in Back to the Future Part 3.
Lipsticks, boobies, bitches in the movie. I say that a lot. I probably say that too much. But
I love that skit so much. I'm gonna watch it right
Good.
after this.
You should.
But anyways, what are your overall thoughts about this movie?
I think I touched on it a little bit. It's great. It's a perfectly fun, wonderful Christmas horror-esque sort of movie that I think was released in July of all times. Like when it
What?
came out, I think it came out in July of
Came out the
'84.
same weekend as Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
what
is
a
wild.
wild. Why would they do that? Like I
What
feel
a
like
time
this
to
is a
Make my
perfect
feel
December movie.
good.
Weird, so weird, but yeah, no, it's great. It's good. I watch it probably every 5 years.
Yeah. Well,
No.
I watch
just wanna-
Gremlins 2 maybe once a year, so I don't
Yeah.
I don't know if that tells
Well,
me anything.
I just want to take this time, speaking of Ghostbusters, to apologize if I took any of my jokes in that commentary a little bit too far. If I offended anybody.
Gosh.
Like I know I like to keep it kind of light on this show, but I think I took it a little bit too far, and I'll try to hold back in the future.
You do you, man. You do you.
No, there was a couple of ones in there that kind of took it over the edge.
It's probably at the end. Everyone checked out before that point anyway. No one probably even heard him.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, my introduction to this movie was, believe it or not, the show My Wife and Kids. Is it Damian Wayans or Marlon Wayans?
Damon
It's
Wayans.
Marlon. Or is it Damon?
Oh wait,
No,
one
no,
of
it
the
is
Wayans.
Damon. It is Damon. It is Damon. It is Damon.
Okay, yeah, one of the Wayans brothers. His daughter wanted to watch in one episode, wanted to watch Little Mermaid, and he decided to show her Gremlins, and that's how I found out about this movie. And I asked my mom about the movie, and then she kind of told me the whole plot. And then I eventually watched it with my sister, on CMT for whatever reason, the country music channel.
What a weird place to watch it.
Yeah. Barbara, them grandmas are attacking the TV again. Let's go get the shotgun. That's a southern version of Gremlins, the backwoods version of Gremlins,
which is just critters basically. Although I
Really?
think that's Midwest. Yeah, although I think that's Midwest.
I feel like
but
if
still.
Gremlins took place in the South, it would be a much shorter movie
Oh yeah,
because everybody's got a shotgun.
Yeah.
15 minutes tops.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, me and you would know. All three of us would know because we live in
Right.
the South. we know how that goes.
Yeah.
But anyways, I love this movie. This movie's amazing. And fun fact, my grandfather, Pop, I call him, Robert Gammett, he actually played high school football with the dad from this movie.
Oh, really?
In Park, Florida.
No, wow. That's wild.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's a little. So anytime Gremlins is brought up, I always state that fact because we were watching it on TV when we first moved here, from California, and he brought up that fact, and he also said that he was a famous songwriter. He wrote "Joy to the World," the Three Dog Night song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like,
Did he?
oh, that's awesome, dude. I mean, he wasn't like best friends with the guy, but he knew him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
I
I thought
thought
that
you
was.
said I thought you said he wrote it. I was just like, that's crazy.
No, I'm talking about the guy that played the dad wrote that song.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, yeah, he was a pretty famous songwriter, back in the day. So I thought that was pretty cool. My grandfather played football with the dad from Gremlins.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Helpful.
yeah, my grandfather did play guitar, and he was in bands, but he wasn't like anything big.
Mm-hmm.
He did work special ops in the army back in the day.
Hey.
Yeah, and he spent some time in Spain. So my grandfather was a pretty cool guy back in the day.
That's cool.
Yep. I can't say anything that he did because we will all three die. But anyways,
Gremlins.
yeah, Gremlins. But no, yeah, I love this movie. And let's get to the review.
Cool.
Now, I like the creepy opening in Chinatown. It had that 80s grittiness to it, like 70s, 80s, like New York. The Scorsese movie where De Niro talking to himself in the mirror, Taxi Driver.
Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of had that kind
First
of.
time anybody's ever compared Gremlins to Taxi Driver.
Well, no,
I mean, there is a lot of steam. There's a lot of steam in this movie. There's a lot of
Yeah.
steam in Taxi Driver. I get it.
That was just
I see it.
every New York movie in this
It's
era.
a lot of steam.
Got, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even the beginning of that.
Right.
That's true.
feel.
Yeah.
The first Tim Burton
Well,
Batman movie.
Yeah. The thing
Lots
is,
of
there's a
steam.
lot of prostitutes going around, so there's a lot of steamy
There's always lots of prostitutes. Yes.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of steamy accent going around in the city, if you know what I mean. But no, yeah, I just love that. And then it gets a little racist when you have
Yeah.
this dad.
This part hasn't aged super well. The
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, like he's trying to this old Chinese guy, I can't remember his name. He's trying to sell him like the bathroom buddy because this character is an inventor.
The worst inventor of all
Yes.
time.
Yeah, even went to Doc Brown. Like Doc Brown is a much better inventor. Like he made a time machine that worked.
Yeah.
But anyway,
No, I love all his terrible inventions.
This guy just makes a bunch of stuff that squirts you in the face.
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
It's like some just almost more inconvenient to use this product than it is to actually do the real thing.
Right.
The thing is they're good ideas.
Yeah.
It is.
They're good ideas. He just is not not smart enough to build it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyways, he had the thing called the bathroom buddy, which is like this portable toiletry kit with like toothpaste and a razor for your to save. And he said, what if you're running late and you got a big meeting coming up and you got dragon breath, and he looked down at a statue of a dragon and then it played the dong, and he says, bad breath.
Yeah.
I'm like, that did not age well.
No, I mean, it's very typical of 80s movies to have these sort of exotic Asian characters. I mean, like Big Trouble in Little China.
I was about to bring it up.
The whole movie of that, except that movie is flipping it all on its head.
Right.
Yeah.
This is
well, some people say
utilizing it as a pop point, and that's all it is.
Yeah, well, some people in the Asian community kind of think, well, even though it's stereotypical, it's kind of like empowering.
Right.
To see them as a hero. Like to see this white guy think he's like John Wayne, but he's a complete buffoon.
Right. Oh, Big Trouble. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No. Kurt Russell is a complete buffoon in that movie. He can't do anything. He knocks himself out before the big fight. Like,
you know what all Jack Burton always says? Who? Me, Jack Burton.
He does manage to throw the knife in that guy's head.
This is awesome.
That's true. It is his only good thing. It's his only reflex. He has good reflexes.
Yeah, so then he's just not selling this thing to this guy at all. The salesman guy, Walter Peltzer. Yeah, Peltzer.
Peltzer.
Yeah, he's not. He's just not known this bathroom buddy. This guy just a sad, pathetic person going from city to city trying to sell things, and he's not working. Almost like Will Smith from Pursuit of Happiness when he's trying to sell like those microwaves or whatever it was.
Yeah, but even sadder.
Yeah. Though that's pretty sad. That was some pretty sad stuff that guy had to go through in that movie. Will Smith. But anyways. So then he's not, so that goes on, and then he hears a noise, and he discovers like this little creature called a mogwai, and then he says, hey, can I buy this for my son? I'm looking for something for my son for Christmas. And the Chinese guy is like, hex to the nose, that is my pet, and you will not be taking him home. And he will not be wrecking your movie theater while watching Snow White and wrecking your bar. And there will not be a flasher gremlin flashing BBKs. But then he meets his son or his grandson. Is it his son or his grandson? The little boy.
It's grandson.
It's his grandson. Yeah.
Yeah. So Walter Peltzer meets his grandson out back, and then he hands him the basket that the mogwai is in, and he gives him 3 rules: don't feed him after midnight. Don't expose the sunlight, and don't get them wet.
Yeah,
which
and
those rules,
offense, like wet,
which
don't have water on them.
Yeah, the feeding after midnight doesn't make a lot of sense if you think too hard about it. The rest of them are fine.
Eric, we all know this. That doesn't make sense.
I know. I'm just bringing it up.
You're saying this the umpteenth time. This movie's 40 years old.
The implication is
there's been 40 years of people having this argument. Sorry, Jackson.
Just saying it.
Yeah.
Just saying it aloud.
Yeah, it's
Someone will
just
say in the
the
comments
people
they didn't
having this
talk about
argument.
it.
Here's where I bumped up against that scene is like, okay, so he tells him like sunlight will kill him, but he
Mhm.
doesn't tell him what will happen if you break the other two rules.
No, no, yeah.
Like it's like it would be very helpful to be like
Exactly.
water makes him multiply, and then feeding
Why not feed them after midnight?
midnight.
They turn into cocoon and
a really horrible monster. So
Yep. Yep. Yeah, they turn to Cocoon. You don't get to watch the movie Cocoon, directed by Ron Howard. But technically, I never seen that movie. That's technically another movie that's involved water, right?
yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's all connected.
Cocoon's great.
I
The first
honestly
Cocoon is
don't even
great.
remember what the story of Cocoon is. Something to do with aliens, and it makes all the old people feel young again. It's
It's a bunch of alien pods in the swimming pool at their old folks' home, and then they all feel youthful because of it. And then at the end of it, they go on the spaceship with the aliens and they travel to their home planet.
God.
That's Cocoon.
and according to Deadpool, it's pure pornography because there's a joke in the first Deadpool.
oh gosh.
Yeah, no, because there's like a hard cut in that movie when he's talking to the taxi driver, and he's like, and that's why Cocoon is pure pornography.
I mean, there's a lot of old people getting it on. Implied.
Oh, really?
At least. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing. They feel youthful again. Donna Miche is just like,
Right.
running rampant in that old folks' home.
Right.
Off topic again, but we'll get back on.
Well, that would make this so fun if we just go off topic. We're not as bad as Blank Check with Griffin and David because they spend 40 minutes on one topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyways, we get introduced to this character, Billy Pulitzer?
Billy.
Yeah.
Billy.
Billy. And he's just this average, everyday American kid. He has a dog. He lives with his parents. He's like over 20 years old.
Yeah.
He's out of high school. He works at the bank. He wants to be an artist. He has the hot for PB Kate, and I don't blame him because he was pretty smoking hot back then.
Yeah. Definite 80s icon who just walked away from it all.
Yeah. Yes, he saw her. He saw her in Fat Time at Westmont High. And is like, gotta have her.
Well,
What's Fast Times before
Judge
this?
Reinhold shows up. He's a movie.
Dude,
Like,
one of the best insults ever is Captain Clip-On.
He's what?
No, he's making fun of Billy in the bar, and he calls him Captain Clip-On.
Oh.
Because he has a clip-on tie.
Oh.
I didn't know a tie. I didn't know a tie at that age. I don't know. I completely relate to that.
So I went to Foggoween, the annual Fear of God Halloween special. I dressed up as Sean from Shaun of the Dead, and I cannot get my tie on for the love of me. So I'm like, okay, screw it. Threw it on my bed. Now I'm gonna worry about it. Then I'm like, wait, did he tie it around his head like Rambo?
Yeah, like Rambo.
So yeah. But no, you're introduced to this character. He works at the bank. And then you have Mrs. Deagle coming in and getting mad at Billy. Because I think the dog destroyed the Frosty display.
Yeah, some snowman that she had in her yard. Which I don't even think this woman would put up Christmas decorations. That's the thing.
No, that's true. Yeah.
It's a horrible dragon.
In the long line of Christmas story villains that just want to ruin the holiday for everybody. And it started with Mr. Scrooge. And then you have the Wet Bandits. You have Hans Gruber. You have Mr. Eagle, the Grinch.
I mean, in some ways, she's not in the wrong. The dog did break her decorations.
Yeah, but she didn't have to be a complete bitch.
But she did. Yeah, she didn't want to kill the dog. I get it. But same time,
Mr. Pardo is another one.
Dog
That's another good holiday villain.
In the dryer and let him die a slow, painful death. It's horrible.
But no, Mr. Potter.
Barbarian snowman. That thing was pricey.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you.
But no, Mr. Potter.
Yeah, it was like a ceramic snowman.
Yeah, but no, Mr. Potter from Mr. Potter from It's a Wonderful Life. That's another iconic holiday villain. I just want to ruin it for everybody else. Yeah. So yeah. If you really think about it, there's a lot of Christmas movies. There's that villain. Where everybody else is enjoying the holiday festivities, and then you have this one this piece of shit. I just want to ruin it for
But
everybody.
that's what doesn't make sense about this scene is because if she hates Christmas so much, why is she putting up
Exactly. I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it's really just setting her up as, someone that the Gremlins can kill later, which is really the weird part about this movie is that they kill or implied kill a lot of people in this movie.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people who don't deserve it. Like Deagle is probably the only one that is like an audience member. You're like, yeah, she deserves to go.
Right.
Well, I know
and in
not,
the most violent way possible.
Yeah, I know this is not a Christmas movie per se, but she also reminds me of the Wicked Witch of the West.
Like she is a lot like Miss Gulch.
But the Kansas version.
Yeah, Miss Gulch. Yeah, that's basically what she's basing her performance off of, I think.
Yeah.
But that's also a woman who wants to kill a dog.
Yeah. By the way, spoiler alert, Wizard of Oz is going to come up later in this episode.
Okay.
Maybe way later. But anyways, so I think that's a lot of fun. Judge Reinhold, like we said, is just hamming it up, man. And that Captain Clip-On bit is just it's really funny.
Here's what I find really interesting about Judge Reinhold as an actor is he seems like a person who would play a lot of nice people because he has a very like calm, soothing voice and he has a kind face, but he plays so many like assholes in movies,
like uptight assholes.
Yeah, like Neil from Santa Claus.
That he seems like he would be a kindly person, and then you give him dialogue of somebody who's just a jerk, and it works better.
He's from Arkansas, right?
Is he?
Yeah, he I think I don't know if he lives here full time, but he was in a play like 2 years ago, like at the Rep. Yeah, like here in Arkansas. It's crazy.
Yeah,
like
him. Yeah, him. Jeff Nichols, Billy Bob Thornton, Johnny Cass, Mary Steenburgen, and Ted Danson are all from Arkansas.
Levon Helm.
Who?
Levon Helm.
Levon Helm.
I know who that is.
He was the drummer and singer
in the band.
Oh yeah, I actually bought you
Nazareth.
I love that song.
Yeah, that's Levon Helm singing.
Yeah, I bought Eric the that band Contrafilm.
Last Waltz.
Yeah. I bought you that.
Right.
Amazing Criterion.
Amazing Criterion. I bought you that Criterion, and I bought my mom Rushmont, the Kurosawa film because she studied Kurosawa in film class, and then you got me Raging Bull on 4K, which it looks fucking fantastic. But anyways, there's some pretty cool people that are from Arkansas.
Yeah.
And speaking of Jeff Nichols, that's going to come up later in this episode too.
Okay.
So yeah, I just love how Billy just loves to draw and paint because it gives you something that it gives him a passion, something that he wants to do. Plus, it becomes very economical, like we talked about in our Home Alone episode, in our Die Hard episode, because that gets set up for later.
Yeah, it's it's very common, especially in 80s movies, to have characters that don't go very deep, but they have just enough specific things about them that they seem like real people, even though be so like plot driven. You don't really have a lot of time for character. There's only one real moment of like learning a character's backstory, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, which is probably my favorite part of the movie. Yeah, it's so sad and dark and amazing.
Well, and I think I guess this kind of brings off of the next thing I have in my notes is, and we can talk about the controversy that this movie started with this too. It's the fact that this feels like, minus the prologue, this feels like your classic, like, children's movie. That's a little spooky in the beginning because, let's face it, like E.T. Kind of a horror movie in the beginning.
It's produced by Steven Spielberg, and
like I said, E.T.'s a little spooky and scary in the beginning.
Right. Goonies is the same way. Yeah.
Close Encounters.
Right.
But it's.
I don't think kids will enjoy Close Encounters. That's
no.
That's more little too cerebral for kids.
too heady
Yeah.
for them. But yeah,
still
this movie is sort of
happy-go-lucky.
like a bait and switch. It's like a bait and switch with this movie where they like kind of set it up where it's like, oh, it's little cute gremlins. These are like fuzzy little creatures who are gonna be your best friend, and then they turn into ravenous monsters like at the like
And this movie
30-minute mark.
Super gross. Like,
Yeah.
Dude,
it is
the animatronics hold up.
Them eating chicken. Oh, gross.
Dude, the animatronics hold up, dude.
Oh, I love the puppets. I
The
just
puppets,
love puppets
favorite part.
in general. Puppets are always.
I
fun to
think
watch.
I think animatronics holds up way better than like CGI, mostly.
Yeah,
A
a lot of
Depends on
thought
CGI. Yeah.
aren't even animatronic. A lot of them are just like hand operated puppets.
Oh no
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
get that.
there's a mixture of
Sure.
both types, but
Right.
a lot of them are just rubber puppets being, controlled by old fashioned puppets.
Yeah. Like Jurassic Park, as you know, is my favorite movie of all time next to The Fablemans. And there are some shots in that movie, some CGI shots in that movie, especially the Gallimimus chase, that did not age well at all.
Sure,
But
sure.
all the
I mean, that was
animatronics
at its,
look
but that was
awesome.
at CGI's infancy too. Like that was like the first movie to fully like really
Right.
utilize that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So you can give it past them. I mean, there's some stuff in this movie that doesn't look quite real. If you
Mm.
want to give it like
Right.
the sniff test sort of thing, but like
I mean,
it
shit,
still
there's
looks
effects in
great. There's-
Yeah,
Go ahead.
like there's effects in Ghostbusters and all that didn't age well.
Yeah,
And it's
No, yeah,
even
it's
worse
like-
when you're watching it like on Blu-ray or 4K on a high definition TV.
Sure.
Because that was like one of the
You
first things I
can
watched
see
on
all
our.
the seams in the.
Yeah, well, that was one of the first things I watched on our outlet TV when we first got that a few years ago, and I'm like,
Mhm.
some of these matte paintings when like Zola's taking over New York did not look good.
Yeah. And they weren't like Reitman's been passed for a few years now, but like they weren't like the type they weren't like the George Lucas's that would go back in and like clean up all those little matte paintings and do all this sort of like side stuff. Even before all the special editions, he was doing all that stuff for like VHS releases. So like I mean I appreciate that it is the same movie that came out in 84. So
Yeah.
Right.
either way.
And
Now-
now for years
Sorry.
about doing another Gremlins movie, but it was one of those things where like Joe Dante says, if I'm going to do it, we're going to do it with puppets. We're not doing CGI Gremlins.
I
And-
think what would be really cool, if they ever do a second one or third one, is really get into like the consumerism side of the Mogwai. Like make it like the Stuff. You guys ever seen the movie The Stuff from the 80s?
Yeah. The Larry Cohen movie with
Yeah.
what's his name?
Yeah, like just like get real, or like Megan, like just get real into like the real cheesy like advertisements. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I think the second one's already doing a lot of that.
I mean, the second one is mostly a satire on Donald
Yeah.
Trump.
I mean, yeah, but I think that's
I mean,
more
the
like
guy is named Daniel Clamp.
yeah,
And it's a real estate developer in New
Yes.
York City.
yes.
Just happens to run a TV station.
Yeah.
Well, our second two Christmas specials in a row, we mentioned Donald Trump.
Well, he's kind of on the brain lately.
Yeah.
let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Still out there.
Yeah, but anyways, but no, I think that movie was more kind of like traditionalism with the old Chinese guy versus like this New York prep like guy that doesn't like black and white movies and want to color. It's not really about. There's a little bit of like that kind of Reaganomics kind of thing going on in two, but I'm talking about really like let's have somebody like find like remnants of the Gremlins and bring them back, and then they want to
Like,
sell it and
Somebody's
package it.
actually marketing Mogwai as pets.
Mm,
Yeah, that's what I want to see in the third one.
That concept in this first movie.
yeah.
'Cause-
The Peltzer pet. Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but I want to really see that. I want to see like Jurassic Park levels of like I want to
It's a
see.
bad idea.
I
It's a
want
bad
to
idea.
see.
They should
like
know.
a-
They should know.
like a deadly animal being advertised as cute and cuddly pets for children in Gremlins 3.
Mm.
That's what I want to see.
If we ever
Yeah,
see
yeah.
Gremlins 3, I hope that's what it is.
Well, that's the thing about. Well, that was the thing about Jurassic World when that came out, when people were complaining, like, well, why would somebody, reopen up the park after all the things that happened in the first movie? I'm like, it's
Because
really,
greed.
it's capitalism. They don't freaking
Right.
care if people
Mhm.
died. If they can figure out a way to fix it and then make money off of it, they'll do it. It's like, okay, guys, we're gonna make absolutely sure that no dinosaurs are gonna escape, even the hybrid dinosaur that we made, and then we named it the Indominus Rex. There's no way this is gonna happen, and it did in Jurassic World.
Well, I mean, how many years were they open before it finally like collapsed on them though? You know what I mean? Like, did they
At
make
least
it a
a
good
good 10.
5 years?
A good
They made it
10.
10 years?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good run. That's a pretty good run for most businesses. Like they were doing pretty good for
Yeah, I mean
themselves.
that's the reason that they created the Indominus Rex is because
Yeah.
had attendance at the park fall off because the
Yeah.
novelty.
Do you think the
And now they can
CEO
cut their losses. They can cut their
Yeah.
losses and do a tax write-off because they had to shut the park down.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you
Mhm.
think the CEO of all these fast food companies and Coca-Cola company or soda companies give a flying fuck about America's obesity problem? Probably don't. As long as they make money, they don't care. They don't give a fuck.
Maybe. I don't know. Probably. You're probably right.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah. But anyway, that is Drew's anti-capitalism corner.
Doo-doo-doo.
um okay, more of my political views. Because I want to talk about Dick Miller's character, because I think he's hilarious. That I think we all known a character, whether it's a neighbor, a family member, a family friend, a coworker, whoever, a customer, a regular customer that comes into your store that will only buy things made in America. And they're constantly telling you their their ideology on that. And I
Yeah.
think and that's really relatable. I've personally had customers that's all about that. And they won't shut up about their
I
beliefs.
mean,
I'm like, I don't care. I just want
not a
to check
terrible
out, buy your stuff, and go. You know what I
thing.
mean? I don't care about your politics.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it, he's also right in this movie, which is a little problematic in that he is pretty much a xenophobe against everyone in the world. But he's also kind of right. He's also super charming, which I think is probably what kind of endears him as a character and why they brought him back in Gremlins too. Even though they clearly killed him in this movie.
Yeah, he is
Like
dead.
he gets run over. Like, there's no way he lived.
Him and his
I
wife.
remember watching. I remember
They're
watching this
just
movie.
back in the second one.
Yeah, I saw the second one first, and I watched this one, and I was just like, "Oh, wait, he's gonna get out, right? How's he get out?" And they're like, "No, he's." I was like, it blew my mind that they killed him. It just brought him back without anything, without like, I don't know.
Yeah, but no, I just like Dick Miller. He's also in Terminator.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, he's in
That was just
he
one of
didn't
those
have
guys
other,
in like everything in the 80s.
yeah, he was
Oh,
a,
yeah.
he was a big Corman guy too.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
he's
he?
like one of those characters guy. He was he in Bucket of Blood?
Yeah. I think he was a voice in Batman the Animated Series. I don't remember what character he was.
He probably was. I mean, he bounced around for a long while just being like a character actor. Just like doing
Joe Dante came out of that Corman
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
stable.
Piranha.
A lot of those guys did.
Right, for sure. Yeah, he was also in Matinee. He was like one of the people that John Goodman hired to like
Okay.
stir up controversy about Man.
Joe Dante.
Yeah.
So,
No,
yeah.
the Joe Dante one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Matinee. I watched that recently. That movie's so good.
I haven't
It's
watched
been
it in
a
a long
long
while.
time since I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Um yeah, but he's a fun character for sure when he's just running his mouth about stuff not working. He's like, we should have bought a Mary gun or whatever. And then his character's funny, or it's also funny in the second one where he it's because just talk about like how weird New York is.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun.
New York's pretty weird. That's what I love about it.
It's a weird spot.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well.
for sure. Um, I'm more of a Philadelphia guy. I've never been to either cities, but like,
Philadelphia is cool.
yeah.
I like Philly.
Yeah.
Philly's
You know
fine.
what's funny? Before I came on here today, I went to my local library to get Trading Places and then the movie Philadelphia. And I did not realize that Trading Places take place in Philadelphia. I'm like, oh, I borrowed 2 movies from the library that take place in Philadelphia.
Trade Places is also a movie that hasn't aged well.
There's plenty
Especially
parts
in
about
its
it.
especially in its third act.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
there's some wonderful bits in it. There's some great stuff in it. But yeah, there's some like
you know,
and that third act is like, ooh,
yeah, you know, if they ever
choices were made. Choices.
If they ever remake that movie, they're giving Kevin Hart at the Eddie Murphy role.
Yeah. Eddie
Or
Murphy's great in the movie.
Yeah, or just get Gay Farrow. He can do a great Eddie Murphy impression. But anyways, so then of course, this is a horror movie, and all the rules are breaking, and let's talk about like what the rules do. Sunlight obviously destroys them, right?
Yeah.
It's water that multiplies them.
Yes.
Yes, and then feeding them after midnight is what makes them turn into the gremlins.
Right.
And so yeah, all 2 of those rules are broken. They multiply. They turn into the cute furry Mogwai, but they're a little bit different than Gizmo.
Yeah, they're little shits to begin with.
Yeah. they do a really good job of differentiating them all because they all essentially look the same for the most part, especially when they're all like Mogwais. But they do a really good job of like giving like subtle little things. They do an even better job in like the sequel. In
Oh
Gremlins
shoot!
2,
Okay,
but-
we totally forgot about to talk about that. The king of the '80s child star is in this movie.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman.
So
Corey
briefly,
Feldman.
and then then he kind of just disappears from the movie.
Yeah.
He's in a couple scenes at the beginning.
Yeah, he's in like the first 40 minutes, and then after that, whoop.
Well, another cool thing I like about this movie is like it's clear as you see the type of movies that Billy is watching in his room and the type of posters he has in his room that he loves sci-fi movies. Because like he lets Corey Feldman borrow a comic book. He has like a Road Warrior poster. He's watching The Binge and the Body Snatchers, which is a complete parallel to this movie. And this whole movie in general feels like a 50s sci-fi movie, the way it's shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it definitely could be.
Yeah, for sure. I almost kind of want to watch this movie now, black and white.
Sure.
Or,
No, yeah, I mean,
certain scenes from it.
if the effects were a little crappier and like the acting was a little more wooden, you would 100% be a 50s like sci-fi like shock of the week sort of B movie.
Yeah, well, and that's why I like to watch. That's why I prefer the black and white version of Frank Darabont's The Mist. Because it is very
so well in black and white.
Yeah, I cannot watch that movie colored now. It has to be black.
No, and honestly, the visual effects look better in black and white than they do in color.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's scarier. It's way scarier in black and white because you can't really see any of the creatures as good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I like that aspect of it.
This one, I don't know if it would work as well in black and white though, because the sort of color palette and the colored lighting, especially in all the scenes.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying that I would like to watch certain scenes in black and white.
The what?
That's why I was saying I would like to watch certain scenes in black and white. But the first Rocky's really good in black and white. I watched that one time.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. Any movie that is colored that has dark lighting will always look good in black and white. It is already lit to be.
Sure. High contrast. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And Corey Feldman, going back to him, like he was in so many 80s kind of horror.
Wasn't he in Friday the 13th came out the same year, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, we reviewed it with Ben Ellis.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, he was all over the place. He was all over the place in like
Goonies,
the
Stand By Me, which I'm reading. I'm reading the book Stand By Me. What else was he? Lost Boys, which I still haven't seen yet.
Right.
You haven't seen Lost Boys? Oh,
no, man. I know I would love it. I knew
Lost Boys is like a camp classic. Yeah.
Campy classic. So good.
Yeah, I used to like it, and then I rewatched it a couple years ago to do a Fear of God episode on it, and I really turned around on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that movie's so good. Or I bet I would love that movie.
Those hot cheese. Hot cheese. It's amazing. Yeah.
And then I love the bar scene. I think that's just so funny. They have like that weird kind of like 80s flash dance type of music playing in the
Oh
background.
yeah. No, yeah. That's like once all the gremlins come out, like after like the mom kills them all in the kitchen and all that, and like
Hmm.
that horror gets so high, it's like it becomes a cartoon for like 20 minutes of the movie in the middle
Right.
almost for a bit.
Just the gremlins
Which
running
is
around town, just doing
yeah,
all kinds of
it's
crazy stuff.
and it's like the promise of the movie that they fully like reach. I
Yeah.
don't know. I love it. I love all that stuff in the middle where they're breakdancing and flashing and like it's the duck guy. It's like the one with like the duck. He's got a duck puppet on his head.
That's my favorite gremlin because it's a
Yeah,
puppet operating another puppet.
That's
it's so good.
hilarious. That is hilarious.
Well, he's got a duck on one hand, and he's got like a lobster puppet on the other.
Yeah, and then in Gremlins 2, when they tear up the film reel,
Yeah.
and they start doing the shadow puppets, and they do like Abraham Lincoln, and they do like the 4 stars and 7 years ago, and like their Gremlin language. That's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then another 80s horror movie did shadow puppets too, which was Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's been so long
But
since
they eat a guy. They a whole bunch of people in that. Like that was
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that. Love the movie theater scene when they're watching Snow White.
Mhm.
That's pretty funny, dude. I love. Cause my two favorite shots in that whole theater scene is when is when the one gremlin gets stuck in the film wheel and he just starts spinning around, and then he's in the popcorn bin and he's just like downing popcorn.
Yeah. No, like this movie is like two movies in a lot of ways. It's like the first half is very like plot driven, like the actions drive characters to react to the plot. And then like the second half is almost just a gag a minute for
Right.
like a good 20 minutes of the movie. I don't know. It's kind of great. Like I love all that stuff with like
Yeah,
what
and
you
then
were
That's
talking
just
about
what
with
Joe
like Lego.
Dante excels at. Are
Yeah, yeah.
little
Yeah,
guys.
and then there's this one part where
very
they
close
attack.
in the frame.
Yeah, well, and then there's this one part when they attack a guy dressed up as Santa Claus, which is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we forgot to mention that Mike from Breaking Bad's in this movie.
Oh yeah, he's one of the cops. Yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan
Oh,
Banks.
is he? Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Didn't even realize it.
Yeah, he's like the deputy.
Walked
Uh
away. Back in the
Yeah.
yeah.
day, I was in a movie called Gremlins. I played a cop. So I kind of like that you're doing this meth stuff because, I played a lot of former officers back in the day. That was my terrible Jonathan Banks impression. Yo, Mr. White, science bits, science.
Oh God. Okay.
You can do the whole cast. Eugene Carlo. Eugene Carlo.
I can't do it. I can't. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to offend my Latino fans. But
Try for
anyway,
the best.
I like Kate's backstory, though it did not contribute much to the overall story. It's just real dark and fucked up.
So good.
And they wanted the studio and Steven Spielberg, they all wanted to cut that scene out of the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
And Joe Dante was like, no, we have to keep this. It's the whole movie in miniature because it is
Mm-hmm.
an absurd, silly story that's also absolutely horrific at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, so let's
Uh,
talk about the controversy that this movie caused. Because
Okay.
this movie, Temple of Doom, and Poltergeist were all PG rated movies
Right.
that
Mhm.
parents took their children to go see.
Mhm.
And all three of these movies involved Steven Spielberg, and the studio was seriously thinking about making these movies rated R. And he's like, "Well, how about you come up with a new rating called PG-13?"
It's brilliant. I mean,
Yeah. He's smart. It's somewhere in between.
it's now the most like common popular rating. Like it's PG-13 movies make the most money.
It's true.
Yep.
And like most movies nowadays are PG-13. Like
Mm.
Because
they make
the
a
most money.
handful of R, they make a handful of PG, but almost all of them are PG-13.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's
So I thought
hard
that was
enough.
real funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can just imagine parents taking their kids to go see this movie or renting the VCR tape,
Sure.
Yeah.
and then they get
I
to this
mean,
scene, and then the kids discover that there's no Santa Claus, and like the mom is like, "Hey, good news, little Timmy, Santa Claus is not real."
No.
yay.
Yeah, I just thought
But
that was
also, I
cool.
mean, Spielberg has been butting up against the PG-R rating since like Jaws, like because they
Yeah.
wanted to rate Jaws R like back in '75,
Mm.
Hmm.
and the only reason they got around it is because it was originally rated R. The reason they got around it to PG was because they argued that no one would go out and emulate the shark. You know what I mean? Like no one would go out and eat people's legs, and that's how they got a PG rating, which is wild to me.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, the fact that the most horrific, one of the most horrific deaths in any movie ever is in that movie with Quint.
yeah,
That's
it's
fucked
horrible.
up. It's terrible. And he's being drugged.
That's not even the death I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about when the little boy dies on the raft and you
Oh
Yeah,
just
my
that's
god,
like
that's
geyser
that
of
roll
blood.
and that
That
blood.
is
Oh,
sad
So much
because
blood.
it's a kid and then the mother is greatly affected by it, but like graphically. Like
Yeah.
you think about like you're like this Captain Ahab type character and you're trying to hunt down this shark and then like basically you're married to this ship, the Orca, and then
Yeah.
the shark tears up your ship and then drags you under and you're spitting blood all the while.
While
You're being
getting
dragged
bitten in
under into a bloody like oceanic hellscape
yeah.
of
Have you
teeth.
seen have you seen the black and white photo of like so like at some point they tried to shoot like Jaws coming out of the water and
Mm.
like landing on the kid, and there's a black and white photo of it taken from like the beach of like Bruce the shark like coming out of the water and
Mm.
like over this dummy kid, and it's like a wide shot and it's really kind of scary how it looks. I don't know, you should look it up because it's
Okay.
wild looking.
Yeah, I gotta look that up. I have a Jaws book that focuses on the making of Jaws, but from the
Mm.
perspective of the residents of Martha Vineyard, and it's really interesting.
Oh, were they just like shitty? Were they just like mad? There were
Um,
people there shooting a movie.
yeah, I don't remember. It's been a little while since I read it, but I think
Mm,
well, there was a whole controversy where one of the Kennedys was accused of killing
that's right.
somebody. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, with a
Yeah.
big media like splash.
I mean, he
But
killed him.
Oh
but
yeah.
He did do that. It wasn't just accused. He did that.
He
yeah,
did that, and they got away with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't remember what the whole thing was.
He wrecked his car. He was drunk and he
Oh
ran
yeah,
off
okay,
a bridge or
Yeah.
something and she died and he swam away.
okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to Gremlins. Eventually they make it to a toy store.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when you get so many references to things. You get a Barbie car. With my sister actually had a Barbie car back in the day.
Yeah.
Uh, actually, I think she got that Barbie car the same year I bought her the Gizmo doll. And so
Oh,
we used to
interesting.
put the Gizmo doll in the Barbie car
Of
and
course.
reenact
Why
this
would
thing.
you not
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Absolutely.
fun.
It's the most
Which is
adorable thing in the whole movie. Is
Yeah.
yeah.
him driving that little car around.
Yeah, and then you have like Bugs Bunny, stuffed animals, because Dante is
Sure.
has a hard on for Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
What's the
He,
movie he thinks about while he's driving the car? Like he watches a movie earlier on. I think he has Cary Grant in it. I can't remember.
I
Oh,
don't
I don't
remember.
remember either.
I know in the
I don't
second
remember.
one
There's
he
a black and
wasn't
white. They play
Rambo.
they play that audio back through the when he's driving, and he's just
Yeah.
like trying to be cool. I don't know. I love it.
Yeah, I know in two he watches Rambo and he becomes
Mhm.
Rambo. And I like in that part when he watches that movie, it pans back, it pulls out as he's watching
Mhm.
it and he goes, meow.
Mhm.
This is so cute. It's like this little cute critter is watching like this really violent movie with Sylvester
Mhm.
Stallone.
Which I think it was
I
Rambo
mentioned I mentioned it.
It
I
is
got
Rambo. It's Rambo 2.
two. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mentioned Slight Stallone. I gotta do the voice. Oh, I really like that. It's really my most famous movie, and I'm gonna do it. It's a really good movie. Yeah, we got the Gremlins, got the family opera Gremlins, the Just Do Gremlins. It's really crazy, absolutely. Too bad they had Tiger Group in it, because, I paid Rex Babui at the end of Tiger. Gotta stop now.
Sorry, everyone.
Hey, at least I haven't done it in a while. So count your blessings.
It's true. I've been biting my tongue on Sylvester Stallone references.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, you just don't bring him up.
To be fair, I'm the one that fucked that up.
True.
That's
But
okay.
anyways, that's Gremlins. Do you want to say anything else before we move on?
I feel like we missed a lot, but yeah.
It's hard to know what to say about this movie.
Yeah.
That's not just like describing bits and stuff like
Right.
that.
Right.
It is all just bits. It's all just like darkly comedic.
Oh, I
bits
do
for the
really
most
like the
part.
part when the science teacher, when school lets out, is trying to bribe the kids to get him something. If you want to give me like a Corvette or like to the Super Bowl, dude, I bet you back then tickets to the Super Bowl were like less than $500.
Oh,
To the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
Yeah, $25. I don't know. Who knows?
maybe not 20, but maybe like. But now it's like
A tank of gas.
thousands of dollars.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I think my Eagles are gonna make it to the Super Bowl this year. They might. They got a
Who?
good chance. The Eagles,
Who's that?
the Philadelphia Eagles.
I don't know who that is.
Bar really.
I don't really fall football.
The
Sorry,
funny
I don't really
thing
follow
is,
football.
me and my mom are like diehard Florida Gator fans, college football,
Mhm.
and I have not been paying attention to those games, but I've been all about the Eagles this year.
Mm.
Yeah, it's either going to be Chiefs, Eagles, or Chiefs, Lions, because apparently the Lions are doing really good, which is surprising, because I've always heard the Lions are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've gotten really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it might be. Yeah, it might. Well, apparently Patrick Mahomes got an injury, so I don't know about them making
yeah,
it.
he's my fantasy quarterback. So that's I
Oh,
don't
you do fantasy football? I didn't know that.
do.
Yeah,
Not very good at it, but I
that's
do.
cool. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens there.
Mm.
But anyways, want to get the favorite part and least favorite part?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's jump in.
All right, Eric, what is your favorite part of this movie?
I go back and forth between two bits. And I'll leave one because I think it's probably everyone else's favorite part. So my favorite part is the Phoebe Cates monologue where she talks about why she hates Christmas. Because I think it is so wonderfully dark. And as Jackson was saying earlier, like kind of encapsulates everything that's sort of like the movie is about in like one scene. And I like the as much as Joe Dante is going over the top and throwing everything at the screen at sometimes, the restraint that they have in this scene is wonderful, and they just live in her performance, and then just the reaction shots. But yeah, I love that. That's my favorite part of this movie.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, hey, before we move on, so when we're recording this last Sunday, the Eagles, my team, played my mom's team, the Steelers, and we had a bet going on
Oh, goodness.
where it had to be a 5-point difference, and
Yeah.
the loser had to pay the winning team's like score times 2. So my mom owes me $54 because the Eagles smoked the Steelers.
Mm.
And then hopefully by the time you're watching this, because it'll all be past the next game, hopefully they beat the Washington Commanders. 'Cause I
unless you
think
double or nothing next game, and then you lose it all, and then you owe her $104 or something.
No, we're
like
not
that.
doing it week to week. We're just doing it for that one game.
Okay, I'm just saying, gambling's a slippery slope. Next thing
Yeah.
you know, you're just down at Tunica, gambling away all your life savings,
Other thing, I don't know all the stats.
selling your
like,
shoes.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know all the stats and standings, but I heard that if the Eagles win this next game, that they're going to be like the number 1 seed in their division.
Okay.
That's pretty exciting. But anyway, what's your least favorite part, Eric?
Least favorite part.
Eric Jackson.
I don't really have a least favorite part per se. I mean, this movie is no Gremlins 2. I guess is mainly what I'm building towards. Is that I love the second half of this movie. The first half of this movie kind of drags a little bit up until like the mom's battle with the gremlins in the kitchen. Up until there, like it's kind of just like I feel like we're going through the same horror movie conventional sort of motions for the most part. They do a really good job of setting up this world and setting up like these creatures and everything, but like I don't know, the movie really takes off for me at that point. So
Right.
I don't know. The first half's a little boring. I love the second half. I love all those gags a minute sort of thing. But
Right. All right. What about you, Eric? What is your? I mean, not Eric Jackson. I keep messing up your names. I'm sorry. What is your favorite part and least favorite part?
Uh, okay. Favorite part. It's tough because we didn't really talk about like how this movie is shot and everything. There's some gorgeous shots in this
Oh,
movie.
absolutely.
Like the shot of the swimming pool where all the smoke starts rising and you see the lights underneath the water and everything. Just absolutely beautiful.
All this outside snow stuff is amazing.
They're coming through the movie screen and you see them like in shadows and stuff like that. It's wonderfully creepy visuals.
Yes.
And I'm tempted to say that, but I mean, my favorite part is just puppets. I love puppets. I think puppetry is a wonderful art form that's kind of been lost in the days of CGI. And so I just love that there are just like dozens, if not hundreds, of these little gremlin puppets. They're wonderful. It's the best puppet movie outside of a Jim Henson movie, you know?
yeah,
Right.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. And then what is your least favorite part?
Least favorite part, it's kind of the same as Eric. It's just like it takes a little bit to get going, but that's fine because once it does get going, it doesn't ever let up. But it's nothing like there's nothing specifically that I would knock this movie for. You know,
Yeah.
For what it is, it's kind of a perfect movie.
Yeah, I got you. I gotta say my favorite part is the kissing scene. It's just amazing to see like this kind of meek manhood mother. This kind of traditional stay at home,
Right.
kind of mother, who just rocks up on those gremlins.
He does.
Yeah,
So good.
yeah.
Puts one in a blender, throws one in a microwave,
He stabs one to death.
Oh, gross.
Oh yeah, no, that's when it like gets. That's when it like jumps up. They play that. They play that one little chord of Bernard Herrmann from like Psycho in there. It's good.
Yeah. Well, just watching this movie again, it really makes me want them to do a Gremlins house at Universal Studios, Halloween Horror Nights.
It'd be good, but you'd have to have a lot of really good puppets.
Yeah.
Yes.
To do it right. You know, it wouldn't because you couldn't really have like scare actors in the traditional sense. You'd have to have people doing puppets, which they did with Chucky with Nick's.
Right.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool, but I think it'd be really cool. You know that thought when Billy and then the girl Baby Gates is walking into like that road, like in the snow, and like the gremlins already wrecked up. I think that would be a cool like set piece in the maze in the house. And then
see if they did Gremlins 1 and 2, if they did both of them,
that would work the best. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It'd be a long house though. But anyways, my least favorite part, though I love Kate's backstory, I don't think it contributes much to the movie, like I said. That's the only I'm in face, Eric. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
No, but it's kind of why I love it so much. It's just they shoehorn in the most tragic thing they possibly can into this silly, monster puppet movie.
Right. And if you don't know what it was, if you are watching this, you've never seen Gremlins, basically her dad, when she was a little girl, decided to dress up as Santa Claus and go down the roof and surprise her and her mom. And he ends up dying. And they didn't find him till like 5 days later or something like that.
Tear down the chimney. Yeah, it's so good.
It's real messed up. So that's my least favorite part. Now
I love that my favorite part was also your least favorite part of this movie.
No, it's not my least favorite part. It's the fact that it feels like it's a bit unnecessary. It's like, oh, let's make this real dark, twisted family Christmas movie even more dark and twisted.
I mean, it's already pretty dark and twisted. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's like it sort of goes against the consumerism of the movie because the Gremlins just consume. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyways, now we're at score, and how we do score is we rate this movie, filmmaking qualities, out of 5, and thematic qualities out of 5, and then we combine those two scores together for a possible out of 10 score. We take those overall scores, we add them out for the official horror, sci-fi, and beyond score. And I'll start with you, Jackson. What is your filmmaking score?
Oh, it's got to be a 5. I mean, this is a masterfully crafted film. Like I said, everything from the camera work, like Joe Dante just firing on all cylinders. All the puppets are wonderful. The music's really good. We haven't talked about
Yeah, Jerry
Oh yeah,
Goldsmith.
Jerry Goldsmith's
Jerry
score at
Goldsmith.
all, but that main like Gremlins rag, the ding, 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 it's so wonderful, and it's so like cheesy synth sounding, but somehow that works even better in the movie's favor because it's so it sounds ridiculous.
It does.
It sounds like the Gremlins.
Right. It's iconic too.
Yeah.
I didn't like Mickey Deagle score. I thought that was a little bit too like low budget 80s kind of movie.
Yeah, but it is 80s, mid budget, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What about you? What's your thematic score?
Oh, it's a 1. This movie's not about anything. If this movie has any
Yeah.
sort of message to it, it's don't buy your kids pets for Christmas.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to be very good at taking care of them.
Probably not.
But yeah, it's a very shallow movie. It's perfect in its way, but it's fluff. It's pure
Yeah.
fluff.
Right.
Yeah.
So your overall score is a 6.
Yeah, which doesn't reflect my enjoyment of the movie at all, but it
Yeah.
is.
All right. What about you, Eric? What is your filmmaking score?
It's a 5, just as Jackson's. Puppets, and it's not even just like puppets. So there's like animatronic puppets, there's like real puppets, there's like stop motion, there's
a
like
little bit of that.
animation, there's like everything. It's like they're throwing everything at the screen and just hoping it like sticks.
Right.
Especially in that second half, and I don't know, I love it. I love the go for broke aspect of like the second half of the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
What
5.
about your overall? Or no, what about your 13?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like I'll go 1 better. I'll say a 2. But yeah, the movie really isn't about anything. It's quasi anti-conservative or anti-consumerism, but without like making a stance either way on it. Like I don't know. It's perfectly wonderfully entertaining, and it doesn't have to make a huge statement. So I think it's fine. Yeah, I like this movie. I think I ended up with a 7, which is probably pretty good.
Cool. So that means your overall score is a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My filmmaking score is surprise, a 5. There's all the animatronics, the fact that they make this feel like a 50s sci-fi movie. Is really cool. Thematic score, I'm gonna go a 2. Because there's a little bit of that kind of anti-consumeristic feel to it. Honestly, if this was the second one, I'd probably give it maybe like a 3.5, 4, because there's more of a thematic element there. But yeah, that's making my overall score a 7, and that means the official horror, sci-fi, and beyond score for Joe Dante's Gremlins is 7. It's not bad.
All right.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It just shows how skewed the scoring system is, because to talk about that, you can't have a thematic discussion on
No,
Gremlins.
you can't.
I'm sure
Yeah.
somebody could,
Sure.
but they'd be really stretching.
Right. But the thing about it is like the filmmaking and theme and score work for some movies.
Yeah, they don't work for a movie like this. Same with like Ghostbusters, which came out the same weekend. It's another movie about nothing, but it's wonderful.
Ghostbusters. It's a movie about nothing.
Right, yeah.
All right, guys. So like I said, This is our annual end of the year Christmas special. We just reviewed a Christmas horror movie, Gremlins. And now we gotta do our next yearly tradition, which is talking about movies that we loved and movies that we thought were absolute shit this year,
Mm.
and a movie that we hope is good next year. And I'll start with you, Eric. What are some movies that you really enjoyed? And you can do a top five, top 10, whatever format you want to do.
Yeah, I've got 10. See, there's so many movies that I haven't seen this year. So I just pulled together like a list of movies that I think everyone should watch or try to watch because I think they're really good in their own unique ways. They may not actually be like the 10 best movies of the year, but I love them in a lot of ways. So I'll just roll through them real quick. Hitman, She is
Okay.
Conan,
Mhm.
Stop Motion, Problemista, Wicked, I Saw the TV Glow,
Mhm.
Kinds of Kindness, The Substance, Honora, and Hundreds of Beavers, which I've brought up many times, probably on this show, and to many friends. And I try to I try to recommend it as many times as I can because I think it's wonderful and I think everybody should watch it.
All right. Sweet, man. So that's your favorite movies of this year?
Those were the 10 that I thought of that I were like, these are movies I would recommend. I mean, check back at a later date once I've actually seen all the movies that come out this year. They may change, but
Right. Oh, and by
I
the
would say
way,
watch those movies.
this is as of December 17th, 2024.
Oh yeah, no, there's still so many movies I haven't
Yeah.
seen. Still haven't seen Conclave. I still need to see The
Hmm.
Brutalist. There's just a slew. I also haven't seen Sing Sing or The Nickel Boys or
Right.
so many movies I need to watch. But we're not to the awards. We're just right upon the award season.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of
some of those
cramping
movies.
the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Once these movies start showing up on streaming, I'm gonna just
Mhm.
binge through them. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
same.
what about you, Jackson? What are some of your favorite movies of this year?
Highlights from this year include, well, he just mentioned Conclave. I just watched that like yesterday.
Oh,
cool.
Great. It is like an adult, drama. It is excellent. All the acting is good. I won't give anything away because there are like revelations
Ooh.
that take place throughout the movie, like character stuff. And that's currently sitting in my number one spot. Right behind that are the two animated films that I love this year, The Wild Robot,
Yes.
which is awesome, and
Still need to
Inside
see
Out
that.
2 was such a pleasant
I haven't seen
surprise.
it yet. I need to watch it.
Like I went into it a little skeptical because a lot of times the Pixar sequels, apart from the Toy Story movies, don't
Mhm.
really work. This
Mhm.
one is one that I think I actually like a little better than the first one
Okay, cool.
because it gets into some thematic stuff that's a little bit more mature and nuanced
Mm,
because the character is aging, so she's going through
right.
more complicated feelings and stuff like that.
You know what she's going through? She's going through truck changes.
Right. Okay. Then you get into like a lot of the movies I've seen this year have been horror movies. And a lot of those are among my favorites of the year. So you've got I saw the TV Glow.
Okay.
Mhm.
Or I
Wanna
guess
see
it's
that.
only sort of a horror movie. It's very difficult.
Tangentially, yeah.
Mm.
It's
connected.
difficult to classify that movie. It's more like
Yeah.
an existential horror than anything.
Okay.
Yeah, existential nostalgia horror. It's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, it's a weird, strange movie.
I mean, The Substance, excellent film. I really loved Heretic.
That's a good one.
Still need to see Heretic.
Yeah, Heretic is super cool, and Hugh Grant should win an Oscar.
No, I won't, because the Academy's fucking stupid when it comes to horror.
I mean, Demi Moore might get a nomination.
He might get a nomination.
It's an outside.
which
It's
would be
outsider,
well
but
deserved.
Yeah.
Longlegs was great. Immaculate.
Mhm.
I was very surprised how much I loved Immaculate.
Same. Yep.
And now I need to watch the first Omen because I hear it's also really good.
Oh no, it's really
You
good.
should definitely watch
Type
first.
of movie. Abigail was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Maxine, I really liked.
Mhm.
And as far as non-horror movies, there's this movie on Amazon called The Idea of You
Mm.
I've
with
heard of
Anne
it.
Hathaway. It's sort of a romantic
Yes, I've heard. Yeah, I've
movie
heard.
where she starts dating a pop star who's a lot younger than her.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. Wicked was really good. Let me see. I really liked the Mean Girls musical. It was a
Okay.
lot
I haven't
of
seen
fun.
it yet.
It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Monkey Man. That's
Yeah.
worth
Monkey
it.
Man's the best. Monkey Man's the best John Wick movie.
I wouldn't go that far because I really love the John.
I still need to watch that one
Monkey
too.
Man, if anything, it's a little slow in spots.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely like two movies smashed together. It's like the
Yeah,
first half
but
and the
when
second
it's
half
good,
are
it's
almost different.
great. And
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see what Dev Patel does as a director going forward.
Same.
Oh yeah, I
Same.
forgot he directed that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was cool.
Anyway,
All right.
yeah, it covers it.
All right. So I'm gonna.
Twisters. I forgot. Twisters is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
Twisters
The
is
other
fun.
really good Glenn
That
Powell.
is your Top Gun Maverick. It's a dumb like action movie that you love.
Twisters is a lot of
it's really
Twisters
good.
is a lot of like
Yeah.
cheesy 90s fun. It's
Yeah, I
wonderful.
still need to watch it. All right. So I'm gonna do my honorable mentions real quick. I'm just gonna roll through them. I'm not gonna go into any detail.
Sure.
So my honorable mentions will be Lisa Frankenstein, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes,
Mm.
Furiosa. Shut up, Jack and Eric. I like that movie more than Fury Road.
Okay.
The Bike Riders, Maxine, In a Violent Nature, The Killer's Game, Salem's Lot, Terrifier 3, Saturday Night, and Gladiator 2.
Mm.
And here comes my top 10. And for my first one, I got to sing you a little song. So here's my top 10. Invite me in now, or it could be nice. And I'll have to go now, and I'll come back. Not once, not twice, but anytime that I'd like. Sorry, I can hit that note. But
Beetlejuice.
no, long legs, bro.
Oh,
Oh, I forgot Beetlejuice is in my honorable mentions.
Oh well.
Yeah, that's in there too. But yeah, long legs, number 10. Really a good throwback to like Science of the Lamb, like, you know, very 90s,
yeah.
X-Filesy kind of feel, lean,
Sure.
like horror movies, but it was its own unique twist to it. Nicolas Cage is so scary in this movie. He's
Mhm.
scarier than Buffalo Bill. Man, I remember I wrote on the Fear of God Facebook page after I watched this movie that I have to look under my bed for Nicolas Cage. That's how scary he was. And he
Mhm.
had one of the greatest jump scares that I've seen in a while.
Talking
Like
about
a
the
couple years
beginning?
ago. What?
You talking about the beginning of the movie?
Yes, when he's like,
Oh my gosh, that's
yeah,
so.
yeah.
I love that.
Look like I forgot my long legs. And he like ducks down, like just real quick, like, whoop, and you see
Yeah.
the title.
Oh, it's so
Oh
good.
man, that was freaky. Number 9 is gonna be Heretic
Mm.
because Hugh Grant is great in this movie, and I don't normally like him. I don't find him annoying like Adam Sandler when he does his man child thing. I just
Mhm.
don't like his humor. Like I don't know. I just don't find him very. I don't know. I just don't, yeah, just something about Hugh Grant.
What's interesting is in Heretic, he's not doing anything remarkably different than what he would do in a romantic
Normally,
comedy.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
but I like what he's
context has
saying.
changed.
Yeah, like the writing here is really
But his
like on point.
performance, his style is exactly the same as it
Yeah,
would be
exactly.
for weddings and funeral or something.
Yeah, so that's kind of
It's like
interesting.
Punch Drunk Love for Adam Sandler.
Right,
Mm.
exactly.
Like he's almost doing the exact same thing, but just directed
Right.
better.
Yeah. My number 8, the movie I just saw as of this recording is Lord of the Rings: The War of the Rohirrim. No, it's not as good as the Peter Jackson trilogy. Nothing can touch that. 'Cause that is just a masterpiece. Like the most epic movies ever conceived by a human being, created by God himself.
Better than the Hobbit? Better than the Hobbit movies? Where does it fall in those?
It would
Where's it fall
almost
in
have
6?
to be better than The Hobbit.
Yeah.
In between both movies.
Oh.
So Hobbit is like on the very low of the crap pool. Then Warlord is really good, and then Peter Jackson original trilogy.
Okay.
But I just really like the animation. I know some people had a problem with it, but I really like the animation. I thought the story
Anime style.
for something that didn't have characters that we were already familiar with, I thought the characters were pretty interesting. and and how we found out like how Helm's Deep got his name, and then we get to learn a little bit more about the Rohirrim. I thought all that stuff was really cool. The action was spectacular. It was a cool movie. I really liked it. It really took my breath away. And hearing the classic, iconic like intro music from the Jackson trilogy, that hearing that in theaters was so cool.
Mm.
I wish they did get into the backstory of this other group of people that the Rohirrim is at war with.
Yeah.
So we already know who the Rohirrim is since we've seen the trilogy.
Right.
But there wasn't much context of this other group of people. And like the main bad guy was actually friends with the main character. And you only get like one flashback when the event happened that caused the divide between him and her. So I thought I wanted a little bit more of a backstory between that group of people and the villain. But overall, I thought it was really good. Number 7 is gonna be Abigail.
I like that one.
Yeah, like the movie we just reviewed, Gremlins. Just a fun movie, not a lot of like thematic stuff going on. It's just a fun movie. Dan Stevens is the perfect scumbag slime ball. Very Kristen Slater, as we mentioned in our interview with the Vampire review. I just love this guy. I thought he was just so perfect. It was just a bloody good time. Literally. Number 6 is gonna be Deadpool and Wolverine. Again, for the same reasons. It's a beautiful, messy, good time. I mean, it was kind of genius too, because if like No Way Home was the celebration of Sony Spider-Man, this was a celebration of pre-MCU Marvel, because you got like Wesley Snipes, Blade, you got Jennifer Gardner as Elektra in here. Like basically all these projects that we've seen before, in a project that we're gonna get with Channing Tatum's Gambit, but never happened. And then they just disappear into this waste. That was just pure genius right there.
Channing Tatum is my favorite part of that movie.
He's really funny.
Who's your dialogue coach? The minions.
So good. So good. All that stuff.
Yeah, number 5.
For myself.
Yeah, number 5 is gonna be Fall Guys, or the Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy. Yeah,
I liked that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I thought it was fun.
I don't know why they make a lot of money, because like you got the two stars, or like in like the 2 biggest movies last summer, Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Yeah, but
it's just weird. But yeah, no,
I don't think that movie was marketed very well.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't actually really care about watching it until I started to hear people say good things about it. But based on the trailers and stuff, I was just like, I'm not going to go see that. Yeah. And then when I see it, it was a pleasant surprise.
No, when I heard the concept of the movie, with John Campia's coverage from CinemaCon a couple of years ago, like when you talk about the presentation for this movie, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to see that Stuntman movie with Ron Johnson. I'm definitely gonna go see that.
Yeah.
I'd heard about it. I knew about it before it even came out, because it's based on the TV show from like the 80s. And I was just like, I don't know how they can make it work. And then I kept hearing like good things about it. I was like, this can't be good. And then I watched it and I was like, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this movie is a lot of fun. I like how it kind of the love letter to a lot of action movies.
Sure.
Like that. Number 4 is gonna be Late Night with the Devil. Because I just think this was just such a fun concept.
Yeah.
I like throwback kind of horror movie. I thought they did a really excellent job like capturing like the 70s more than any. I think the last movie, or the only other movie I think really captured the 70s was David Fincher's Zodiac. And in this movie, and I never thought I wanted to see David Desmontian as like a Johnny Carson type.
Yeah, who would have ever thought? But he's great. He's absolutely
he's great.
Wonderful as that character.
Yeah, and then just like the slow ramp up to like the oh shit moment when you realize what's really going on here.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
the movie absolutely loses its mind.
Yes, absolutely it does.
Pretty great.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. Um, Number three is the movie that dared to defy gravity. And I did not think this movie was going to be in my top three, but it's Wicked Part One.
Yeah.
I never
Pretty
thought
great.
in a million years that a character that traumatized me so much as a child would I would feel sympathy for her. And I
Right.
did. Because and I think the moment that really attached to this character was the party scene where
Yeah.
she lays the hat
Oh,
down and then starts
oh man.
dancing.
No,
Man,
yeah,
like
that the
that
party
that was
scene's great.
beautiful. I did not think I was gonna see a moment like that in this type of movie.
Yeah. Cynthia Erivo, I've been rooting for her for years, ever
Hmm.
since I saw Bad
Mm-hmm.
Time at the El
The Ritz
Royale.
Royale, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then she just hasn't really been getting any, she hasn't gotten any good roles since
Yeah.
this. She did that Harriet Tubman movie that nobody,
Yeah. Nobody
and I'm
like,
sure
but
she's good in
she
it,
was
but
probably good in it. Yeah. I mean, she got nominated for an Oscar, so I mean, she
yeah,
was at
but
least fine in it.
apparently the movie itself was not that great. And
Yeah.
then like she just sort of like, I don't know, not I haven't seen anything that she's been in.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
glad when she got this part because I was like, oh, that's perfect.
you're
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
She's
yeah.
really good in it too. She's
Yeah,
really
and
good.
really at the beginning when you're hearing like voices talking about the Wicked Witch, dying, and
Yeah.
then when you hear Glenda say,
More wicked.
like, you know, undoubtedly the Wicked Witch is dead, and then you hear like the big music crash, and then
Right.
like the flying monkeys crash through the window with the hat in the background, and then they fly over Oz. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like,
Yeah.
I am gonna love this movie. Like, this is just absolutely gorgeous.
No, it's a
Yeah.
great. It's a great
I
opening.
actually don't like the cinematography in the movie.
Really, a lot of people have a
I think
problem
the
with that.
color grading is kind of ugly in the
Really, I
way that
did
a
not
lot
have
of
that issue at all.
movies are, but that's a minor knock against the movie. I think John M. Chu is definitely a guy that knows what he's doing as far
Mm,
as
Yeah.
making these big, splashy kind of studio movies.
mm.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it just made
My
me
only
Heights.
what?
In the Heights is really good.
That
Yeah,
In
was
the
his
Heights is like a
last
really good. Yeah.
musical that he made, and
It
it's a
just
really
flopped. Yeah.
cool.
It just
Yeah, I
went.
just
Yeah.
plot.
Went
I
away.
went to see it though.
yeah,
Melissa Barrera's in it. There's a reason to watch it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it just made me want to have a Wicket ride at Universal Studios. Just replace to get rid of Transformers. I want Wicket the
Mm.
ride. But no, and then of course Defying Gravity was amazing, and then
Oh yeah,
the whole song is incredible. The way that it just builds up, and then you get that one last final note when Alphabet is like, ah, 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 ah,"
yeah,
and then boom, Wicket Part One, to be
yeah,
continued. And I'm not even kidding. I saw this the second weekend. It opened, it was in theaters, and then still then the entire theater was crowded and applause.
yeah.
Man,
Oh
it
yeah.
was
No, it's a crowd
yeah,
pleaser.
it
I
felt
think
like the end of a Rocky movie.
the one
Like,
thing
you just
though
feel
is
like you just want to walk out of that theater and pump your fist up in the air. You just feel so inspired.
I'm a little worried about Wicked for good. I think that's what they've retitled it is
Mm,
Wicked for Good.
Mm.
I'm really worried though because it doesn't have a show-stopping thing like
Yeah. Like
yeah,
the
Defying
end of this one.
Gravity.
yeah.
Hmm.
Honestly, I'm okay with this part one because like I feel like it concluded enough. Like we know that she's going to be bad. We know
Yeah,
it's
I
the
mean,
Dorothy thing.
you could
Yeah,
end the story there,
right.
but there's more to it, and I don't feel like the second one is going to live up. It's going to be one of those things
Unless,
you're going to have to watch it all in one night
sure.
and get the full Wicked experience because
Mm,
like
Unless,
the Broadway show, like that's Defying Gravity is end of Act One.
yeah.
mm,
And then Act Two doesn't, I don't feel like it has a signature number like that in it.
right. I'll tell you what's
Unless they
weird.
write one for the movie,
They
particularly,
could, they very well
specifically,
could.
which is we could. But
Stephen
Yeah,
Schwartz still around. So,
yeah.
yeah. I'll tell you what's really weird was I read the original Think Albon Wizard of Oz in
mhm.
middle school, and I remember my
Mm,
teacher was telling us about the book Wicked and how the
mm,
musical and the book is really, really adult.
The
I
book
always,
is so dark.
yeah, that's what I heard,
Yeah.
and I always
Like
thought as Wicked,
rapey, and it's got bestiality and all kinds of
yes,
crazy stuff in there.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what I always thought Wicked
Hmm.
was something
Mm.
like really, really adult. And so then when I'm seeing like the PG rating here,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
no, the
like,
musical
what?
is
Like I thought this was like a
family
really
friendly.
adult story. But no, and
Yeah,
then I went to go see it and I'm like, no, like I think kids can go see this. I mean,
yeah,
there's like one sex joke in the beginning.
yeah. It's not a big
Um,
deal.
Yeah.
yeah, and then the flying monkeys are kind of scary.
Sure, but
Yeah, I thought that
Flying
was
monkeys were
cool.
scary in the original one too. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Like the whole fascism thing where like the wizard thought it would better
yeah,
if they
it's a
enslaved
really
animals.
strong thematic, resonance to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say something else. Oh, Ariana Grande. I totally forgot how
So
funny
great.
she was because I used to watch her on Victorious all the time on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
I
Well, if you
think
go
she's
watch like her SNL sketches where she's
yeah.
hosted a couple times, they're
Dude,
always really
okay, so there was an XNL sketch that, or no, there was a football promo that Celine Dion did when she
Mm-hmm.
talked about like how football like connects us to our memories, and then Ariana Grande did a
did
parody
it
of
as
it.
UFC. Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
the fact that she did the French Canadian voice, that was spot on.
She's a great impressionist. Like she
Yeah,
does a lot of really good impressions on SNL. Like she does a perfect Jennifer Lawrence.
yeah,
Like she nails Jennifer
yeah,
Lawrence in like a Family Feud sketch. It's really funny.
yeah, yeah. And then my sister's a big fan of her too, so that's
Yeah.
why she went to go see that
Mm.
movie. Okay, number two is Alien Romulus.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
I don't
just
think I
love
mentioned
Alien
it, but I
movies.
did really enjoy that movie.
Yeah, I love the first two Alien movies, and honestly, this is my second favorite one. I think the action is way better here, way more
I
memorable, in my
I would
opinion.
agree. It's probably my second favorite
Yeah,
Alien.
just the fact that they brought in like the zero gravity and then they incorporated like the acid blood with
That
that
was
was
really
really
cool. I
cool.
loved that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my number one is DreamWorks The Wild Robot.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Probably the only time I cried in theaters.
Oh, I was a mess.
Yeah,
during-
because here's the thing. I get emotional in theaters. I get the goosebumps and I get on the
Mm-hmm.
verge of tears. I've never full on cried in the movie theater before.
Mm.
Never?
I saw this
Ever?
movie. No,
Oh
never.
wow. Okay. I need to
Never.
watch it. I still need to see the Wild Robot.
Yeah, 'cause, like it really brought me back to when I got bullied a lot and I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. And this movie's kind of about that. And it's also
Mm-hmm.
about motherhood and then letting your child go. And I don't know, like hopefully that'll be me one day. I get
Yeah.
to be on my own if this
Mm-hmm.
economy ever settles down a little bit. But anyways, that's my top 10 list.
Nice.
Yeah, as of right now, as of December 17th, we'll probably do Ramble On when we catch up on movies in January since we're taking a
Yeah.
break, a little
Right.
bit of a break, and then I'll probably update it. Let's hopefully, I'm curious to see where Nosferatu is gonna land on here.
Same.
We'll see.
I've heard good things, but I mean, also, I don't know. I was hot or cold. I was hot and cold on Northman. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know. We'll
yeah.
see.
The Lighthouse is my favorite Eggers movie.
Same, Drew. Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
All I want is a
I
nice
think it probably
juicy
is mine
steak.
too.
If I had a steak right now, I fuck it.
So good. Such a great dark comedy, and that movie is not like, yeah, it's not like a straight like drama. I find that movie very funny.
Yeah, that movie's awesome. It kind of feels a little bit like Jaws, like the kind of real
Mhm.
isolated feeling, and then you're hearing like whales and like other
Right.
um oceanic creatures in the
Oh yeah.
background.
No, it's like the second half of Jaws where they get on the boat and they're isolated by themselves.
Mhm.
It's like that, but on an island.
Yeah.
Just them. It's two men and their sexual desires.
Yep. But anyways, guys, let's do least favorite movie. And what about you, Eric? What is your least favorite movie of this year?
I mean, I saw a lot of like okay movies, a lot of like mediocre movies. I didn't really see anything outright bad. The one thing that probably fell to the bottom of the list would be this Aquafina John Cena movie that came on Amazon Prime called Jackpot.
I can't
yeah.
stand
Um,
Awkwafina.
I like Aquafina. I think she's great in a lot of things. She's really good in the was it Shang-Chi, and she's got a TV show called Nora from Queens. It's pretty good.
Did you ever see The Farewell?
I still need to watch that.
She's wonderful in The
She's
Farewell.
amazing in that movie. Yeah.
But this movie is like it's Paul Feig, and it just feels sort of like half-assed every step of the way.
What is it with Paul Feig? Like,
I don't know.
he's making a half-assed movie.
I mean,
It has a great concept. It's got a great like setup. But it's just like it just feels so tired.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Dude,
And maybe it's just because it's Amazon. I don't know.
Yeah, I do love me some Bridesmaids. That movie's hilarious.
Yeah, that movie's great.
Yeah, of course.
Dude, I
The
love
Heat's
the part,
pretty good too.
Dude, I
he's
love the
made a
part-
couple of pretty good movies.
Dude, I love the part in that movie when they're at the wedding shower, and then Kirsten Wiig finds out that Rose Byrne bought Maya Rudolph like a trip to Italy,
Mm-hmm.
and then Kirsten Wiig is like seriously, what woman buys another woman a trip to Italy? I mean, lesbian. We all were thinking it, and then it cuts to Melissa McCarthy going, "I was."
Melissa McCarthy's wonderful in that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
She's
Jackpot.
one of
Jackpot's
those
probably
people where she got too comfortable in one thing, and she's
Well,
really
she got typecast. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. I like that. Do you ever forgive me movie?
Yeah, that movie's really good.
Yeah, she's great in that movie.
Really,
Yeah.
really good in that. Yeah.
What about you, Jackson? When's your least favorite of the year?
I only saw 3 movies that I pretty much outright disliked this year. Everything else I would give 3 stars or above.
Yeah.
But the ones that get 2 and under, one of them is Miller's Girl, that Jenna Ortega, Martin Freeman, like teacher-student affair movie.
Ugh.
Came out on Netflix. And I really wanted to like it because I like both of them, but it's just such a pretentious movie. And I don't use that word a lot anymore, but that
Like
movie.
high school? Is he in high school in that movie?
Yeah, she's in high school.
Oh, that's even worse. That's
Yeah.
bad. That's real bad.
But that's not what makes the movie bad. What makes the movie bad is it's just such like the dialogue is so overwritten and
Oh God. Okay.
the movie thinks it's clearly very smart, but it's not.
Yeah.
I hate movies like that.
Yeah. I really did not like Gladiator 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just suffers in comparison to the first one, which is great.
Yeah, I get you.
But the second one, like I felt like Denzel Washington's having a blast, and it was always fun when he was on screen. But I felt like everything else was just very rote. And
Well, I feel like if anybody was gonna like do a better or just a good job or compete with Walking Phoenix, it's gonna be Denzel.
yeah, and he's great. And I kind of liked the 2 emperors. But the thing is what separates it from the first one is like every character in the first one, like it might be a little simplistic, but they have very clear like personalities.
Yeah,
and
I would agree with you there.
and
Goals
this movie,
and
it's
just
like I don't know. They don't. It just doesn't feel like as fleshed out. It feels
Yeah, I
like it
agree
was
with you.
written by AI or something like that.
Yeah, but I had a good enough time with it where I could put it in my own.
It has a couple scenes that are kind of fun, but even the action scenes and stuff, they look kind of ugly because Ridley Scott doesn't really put any detail into how he composes his shots anymore. He just sets up like 8 cameras and films a sequence.
Yeah.
But there's no consideration behind any choices that he's making.
Yeah, I thought.
I think the gaffer came out, or
Yeah, I
the
thought-
DP came out against him or something.
Yeah, well, I thought the act in that Lord of the Rings movie was way better. It was way more memorable.
And then the worst movie I saw from this year, the only one that I give 1 star to is Horizon, an American Saga.
Oh
Really?
no!
Kevin Costner's part 1 of 4, although who knows if he'll get to make.
Well,
he's already
supposedly
made
like
part
2. Yeah, 2's already been shot.
But
so-
I don't know if he'll get to make 3 and 4 because nobody saw the first one. It was
Yeah.
a big flop. But it's just such a mess. And like it goes on with one story for an hour, and then in the second hour, it introduces a whole new set of characters. You don't know anybody's name. You don't know what anybody's doing. You don't understand anybody's relationship to one another. None of it gels at all. It's just an absolute train wreck of a movie that probably would have been a decent TV show.
Yeah, so it's like, why didn't he make it into a mini series? Like, it feels like it
Right.
should have just
But he
been
wants to
like,
do this big theatrical thing because he's Kevin Costner and he's been
ugh.
successful at that before.
That's true. I mean,
But
Dancing with Wolves, like
yeah, but
people
that
counted
was
against him then,
something years ago.
and he made it for like $20 million. You know, it
Right.
wasn't
So
like $100 million
this is like
like
his version
debacle.
of like Rebel Moon. Like it's just he had like such a stick up his own ass about it.
I
Really,
guess so, but he put his own money in on it. Like
He
Zack Snyder
did.
didn't put any
Like
money
a
into
lot
Rebel
of
Moon.
money.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's just it's not entertaining in any way.
Mm.
It's boring and like I said, you don't really understand anything that's going on because it doesn't like give you any context for anything.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
bad. I
Yeah.
just hated watching it. So
Wah, wah.
All right. So my least favorite movie of this year, 2024, was I was gonna originally do Joker Folio Duel, but I heard a few people really like it and kind of explain why they liked it, especially the guys over at Raiders of the Lost podcast, who I love. I love those guys. I just started listening to them. Everybody should check them out because they're amazing. They really praised the movie and really pointed out hidden meanings behind the movie. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is a movie I need to go back and watch again with that kind of mindset. So I didn't even really think it was fair to have it as my least favorite movie because of that reason.
yeah.
The only other movie that I thought I did not, and then, well, and quite frankly, I actually did like the first part of the movie up until like the last 10, 15 minutes. So that's another factor why it's not here. So the only other movie that I thought was not that good was Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And it was disappointing because it had some great things in it. Like the intro from back in the 1910s with the firefighters. And they find that this Baraka ghost like froze all these people in this ballroom or wherever it was. That was cool. The fact that like yeah, Patton Oswalt in there, like an 80s kid. That was pretty interesting. The fact that Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson had a bigger role in this one was nice. But I just feel like there was just one too many subplots. Like the firebender thing was weird. Like, dude, this isn't freaking like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, get off your own ass.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It is a bit of a mess. There's just like overstuffed, but I don't know. I thought it was honestly, I thought it was better than Afterlife, but
Well,
that's just
fuck
me.
you, Eric. Afterlife was a freaking masterpiece, and you can go fuck yourself. Literally,
I
take
wouldn't
a
say
few
Afterlife's a
steps
masterpiece.
back
Afterlife's okay.
and fuck your own face, Eric.
Okay, you won't say so. It's
No,
fine. You could hate it. I don't care.
I'm not saying it's even close to the original because the original is like god tier to me, but but no, yeah, I like Afterlife. Afterlife's good.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my least favorite of the year. Let's do most anticipated next year. Eric, go.
I'm really looking forward to that Boon John O movie, Mickey
Ooh,
17.
dude.
That's about the only thing. Yep, that's about the only thing I'm
When
looking
I heard
forward
about
to. I
that
don't know
movie, I
anything
thought it
else
was gonna.
coming out.
Yeah, I thought that movie was gonna be like a straight like sci-fi drama, and then I finally saw the trailer and like laughed my ass off. I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing this in theater.
No, I've been avoiding.
His
I've been
movies are
avoiding the
always funny.
trailers.
Like
So funny.
that's part
Yeah.
of his thing is he makes very darkly comedic films.
But I was
Just dark
basing off the
comedies.
one still I saw of Robert Pattinson going to that cryo chamber thingy, and I thought, oh, this is just gonna be like straight sci-fi.
Yeah.
Mm.
Plus, hey,
Yeah.
my girl Toni Collette's in there.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know I don't know who the full cast is. I haven't seen the trailer for it. I'm just excited to see it.
Well, I'm
Yeah, I
sure
wanna see
Song
it.
Kang Ho is in there somewhere. He's always in
Oh
the
yeah, always.
movies.
All right, what about you, Jackson? What's your most anticipated next year?
Oh, this is hard because there's some stuff coming out that I'm really keen on watching. I mean, Megan 2.0 is coming out this year,
Yes.
so I'm already in on that. I'm trying to think though, is that my most anticipated? Probably not. I don't know.
Dude, I want to see a
Everyone else, the
Megan Chucky
Wolfman
crossover.
that looks really cool.
Which one?
Leigh Whannell's Wolfman.
Oh yeah, that's
Mhm.
cool.
And the
Mhm.
trailer for it is really cool because it looks like they're really going into depth on like what it's like to turn into a werewolf.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they're using some really cool because he's very good at like figuring out cinematic tricks
Mm.
to sort of
Mhm.
draw you into the character's mindset.
Oh yeah, well, like that was self-evident in like and
Upgrade.
Individual Man. Oh yeah, Upgrade,
Mm.
but definitely
Upgrade as
Individual
well,
Man.
yeah. Both of those
Well,
movies.
kid, like I love the James Rail movie, but you can totally see the outline of Claude Rains' head in that movie.
Sure.
Eh,
But I
still,
think his performance is
groundbreaking for
really
its
masked a
time.
lot of that.
I don't know.
Is
Edgar
Yeah.
Wright's got a new movie coming out this next year.
Oh yeah.
it
He's
Running Man?
Running Man.
Running Man with
Yes.
Lynn
Running
Powell.
Man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Those are a few. I want to see Mickey 17 as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
But you
going
never know until you get into a year what the good movies are actually going to be. So,
Yeah,
Sure.
that's the
Yeah.
thing.
All those movies we just listed could be hot trash.
Yeah.
But who knows?
there's a Freaky Friday sequel coming out.
What? Oh
Lindsay
yeah.
Lohan
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis,
That's exciting.
where like now Lindsay Lohan is all grown up and she has a daughter.
That's good.
So
Okay.
Dude, I want to see a version. And I guess they already did this with Freaky, but I wish they would do a Freaky Friday remake where it's like opposite genders. That'd be a lot of fun.
You mean like
Not
the
make it
hot
a
chick?
horror movie.
You mean like the Rob Schneider hot chick movie?
Oh yeah, I don't remember
that did
movie at all.
happen. Yes, that is
Yeah,
a
it
movie
did
that
happen.
exists and
Oh
you can
God,
watch
They
it.
switched
Rob
genders,
Schneider.
yeah.
Body's Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
All right. But no, yeah, I talked over you when you were talking about Megan. But I want to see a Megan Chucky crossover.
I feel like that's too obvious.
Dude, that would be
It
amazing.
wouldn't be Chucky. It would be the buddy from the remake of Child's Play.
No, it would
Right.
no, it would be classic
That's
Chucky.
the only way it would work because it's technology based. Whereas
Yeah.
Chucky
Why did
is
it have to be
magic.
tech? Why did the other? If one thing is technology based, why did the other thing have to be technology based?
Unless they do like the new Chucky one with the Mark Hamill Chucky.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's not.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Only way
Chucky.
it make-
Do
that's the only way it
Brad
makes
Dourif.
sense.
Brad Dourif.
Chucky's its
I'm
own
on
thing.
your side. I'm on your
Chucky-
side with this.
Own thing.
Oh my. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Just
don't
derail
know.
my hopes and dreams, Jackson, because that's you're
Okay,
real good at
fine.
that.
Cool. How about a crossover with Megan and Small Soldiers from the Joe Dante?
I can see that.
I can get behind that. Those Gorgons didn't see what's coming.
Dude, really, the one horror movie crossover I want to see, it will never happen in any format whatsoever. But I want to see Ash from Evil Dead versus every single horror villain ever.
Well, there's a comic
Even
book of
comic book
Freddy
line,
versus
yeah.
Jason versus Ash.
Yeah, but I'm talking like every horror Gremlins, Dracula,
Oh goodness.
The Thing, Freddy Krueger, all of them.
Okay.
Pinhead.
I would love it. I love it if he gets killed in the first issue. The first villain he comes up against, he gets killed by, and then like the rest of the issues, they have to like figure out a way to bring him back.
Yeah,
There's a new Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan movie coming out.
yeah,
this year.
Sinners. It looks real interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's a big swing for him. Like he just takes big swings because he did like a low budget drama movie with Food Fail Station, which I still have not seen it. I need to.
Yeah, that's a first.
That's the
film.
first movie. Yeah.
Right.
He
But that's
didn't
very
have
much
any money.
different. But that's very much different to Creed, where
But he's
really,
only made
that
massive hits since
Yeah.
Football Station.
yeah. But
So-
Creed, if you think about it, it's the only like legendary ongoing series that's a straight drama, pretty much. And then you got the occasional boxing match in the middle of it.
Right.
And then he did a comic book or two comic book movies with Black Panther 1 and 2.
right.
And now he's doing like sort of like a Southern Gothic horror movie kind of thing.
It's not a horror. It's like a crime, like bootlegging and stuff. I think.
Okay.
It's based on I watched the trailer today. It looks like it's about like bootleggers and stuff in like the 1930s or 40s.
Really?
great.
Okay. I'm gonna have to watch the trailer again because it seemed like it was gonna be like a horror, but I don't know.
No, it's like a crime action drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still want to see it though. Okay.
Eh.
Do you wait for my most anticipated of
Go
next
for it.
year?
Yeah. Go for
This
it.
is so obvious.
I can probably guess what it is.
Superman.
Yeah.
I was down between that and another one. I knew it was going to be one of those two.
What the other one you think it was going to be?
Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's actually coming out on my birth month. So that might be me and my grandma's birthday movie because we always go to the movies for my birthday.
Do you think that will be the final one? You think this will be the final
For Tom
Mission
Cruise,
Impossible?
probably.
you can't do it forever.
Yeah.
It's true.
Not unless you make Tom Cruise clones.
I don't know. I've also thought every last Mission Impossible movie was Tom Cruise's last Mission
Last
Impossible
one,
movie.
and then
And so
I think this is it.
we'll see. We'll see. I
and
think he's
then
got one more in him. I think
it'll
he'll do
be
one more.
interesting to see like what the next phase of Tom Cruise is.
Yeah.
Will he go back to being like a real actor, like like he was in the '90s and stuff?
Yeah.
Working with interesting directors again, or is he just
Right.
keep working with McQuarrie and Kaczynski until he dies?
I hope he
Right.
gains a bunch of weight and becomes like a George C. Scott
Yeah.
type actor.
But here's the thing about the Superman movie: James Gunn is really building it up, and I'm really curious.
I really hope it's good. It's just
because
I'm tired
here's
of
the
getting
thing-
burned by Superman.
Yes. Well, here's the thing: I respect the Christopher Reeves Dick Donner movie, the first
Right.
two. The Donner cut for the second one. That's the only one I've seen.
Sure.
I don't think I've ever
They're-
seen the Donner cut. I've only seen the theatrical cut.
They're very cheesy movies, and
Oh yeah.
I hope, but I think in some aspect they respect Superman lore. In some aspects, it's like really cheesy. So it seems like what James Gunn is saying with this one is it's going to be like in the same line of like the Reeves Superman, like classic, good-hearted Superman.
Yeah, well, they
positive.
tried that in 2006 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Superman Returns, and it did not
But
work.
still keep like modern sensibilities, like have
Yeah.
some action, some good action in there.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cast for it, and the cast is solid. I mean, it's
Yeah,
James,
but
James,
when we're recording this, we're gonna get the trailer in a couple of days, and
okay.
just watch.
didn't
I'm not
know
gonna like
that-
the trailer. I'm not gonna like the trailer. That's the thing about it. Like it's my
I
mind
did not know
anticipated.
that Nathan Fillion was playing Green Lantern. In
Yeah,
the
that's
movie.
awesome.
That's amazing.
Dude, is Michael Worker? Who's Michael Worker playing?
He is not listed on this cast list,
Okay,
so he might not be in it.
dude, the dude from The Wire is playing the newspaper guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the guy that was always like, shit.
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah, Wendell Pierce. Yeah.
Oh, Wendell Pierce. I love Wendell.
Yeah, dude, they make fun of that in Cocaine Bear when he's like on top of the gazebo, and you think he's gonna say the whole like the way he says it in that show, but he just goes shit. But anyways, I'm
Good.
looking forward to that. That looks like, and I can't wait for the trailer to come out in a couple of days. And
Oh, I don't think that's
hopefully-
the same. I don't think Wendell Pierce is the same guy. I don't think that's that guy.
I don't know.
That's not the shit guy. That's not the same guy.
Okay, well, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm looking forward to this movie, Jackson.
Yeah. I love
Superman.
Rachel Brosnahan. She's playing Lois Lane. She's gonna be
Yes,
great.
dude, she got to be better than Amy Adams, and I really do like Amy Adams, but she
But
was
they
a
just didn't give her
boring.
anything good to do in those movies.
Yeah. I love the fact that she actually figured out like Clark Kent with Superman. Like finally.
Yeah. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
That's an inspired choice.
Yes.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Oh no, that actor is Isaiah Whitlock.
Yes, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I remember. Okay. Is he in The Wired? Can I knew? I thought
He
I
is in The
heard-
Wire.
He is in a
Isaiah
bunch-
Whitlock is in The Wire. Yeah.
So he's not the she.
He's in a
guy.
bunch
No,
of
Isaiah-
he's in a bunch of like Spike Lee movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what he's mostly known for. Is
Okay.
that's where he's always saying she. I guess he does in The Wire too, but
He does in The Wire, but he's really good in The Five Bloods. The Five Bloods is a weird movie, but like
I
he's
tried to
really
watch
good in
that
it.
movie. I tried to watch that movie. It was just ripping off Apocalypse Now.
I don't know if it ripped off Apocalypse Now.
I don't know. He was trying to do his own version of it. But anyways, guys, enough about our most anticipated movie of the year. and Superman, which is funny because I'm the Batman guy, and Superman's gonna be my most anticipated movie, and I just want to see what he does with that. That's
It's
my big.
DC though. It's DC though. So you're
James
like
Gunn. It's
yeah.
James Gunn, and I trust him. I have
Yeah.
an implicit,
I
trust.
do too.
Hmm.
Implicit? No, that's not the right word. I don't know.
All right.
Mm,
So you ready to get into the 2025 episode slate for next year?
sure.
And
Let's
this is
do it.
not, of course, this is not everything we're doing. We'll fill in the gaps, but this is what we got planned. So for the first episode, that's not the ramble on where we're going to talk about movie we caught up on. It's going to be Midnight Special because it's a movie that
Mm.
Eric picked to complete our father son trilogy. We did
Which
Last
is Jeff
Crusade.
Nichols.
Yeah, well, we did Last Crusade because I picked it. We did Big
Mm.
Fist because Jackson picked it, and you picked Midnight Special, so I get to increase my Jeff Nichols.
Yeah, I've
Oh.
never seen this one, so
Okay, cool.
I will keep your expectations low, but
Okay.
then why did you pick it?
I mean, I picked two things, and Drew was like, "Let's do Midnight Special," because I picked Asteroid City in this, and
I
I was like,
feel
"I don't
like-
want to do I don't want to do Asteroid City." is what he
I feel like I gotta watch more Wes Anderson to get to Asteroid City.
No, you can watch Asteroid City at any point.
Okay, we'll stop derailing this portion of the episode because
Okay.
we're gonna do for the 40th anniversary Back to the Future. Which I've been looking forward to. And then for 4th of July special and for our 50th anniversary, and for this 50th anniversary, we're doing Jaws. And then we're doing a Brad Pitt double feature. We're doing 7 and 12 Monkeys.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so yeah, for the 30th anniversary of both of those movies, plus they're movies with a number in the title. And plus we get it continued our Brad Pitt timeline from Legends of the Fall and Interview with the Vampire to Pretty Boy movies to like more serious, respectable movies that he did. Then for the 30th anniversary, we're doing Toy Story with a childhood classic of mine. Plus, you got Buzz Lightyear, so that's still in line with Sci-Fi.
It's crazy. 40 years old or
30.
30? 30 years old.
But I said 40. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I may have said 40.
Yeah. And then in March, we're gonna do a horror villain March Madness style tournament.
How's that gonna work?
It's gonna be me, so I'm gonna be the host, and it's gonna be you, Eric, and then maybe somebody else. And then we're gonna like battle to see what villains would beat what villains in the tournament or whatever.
It can be like movie fights.
Yeah, how are we gonna fight? Yeah, or would
So like if it's a tie, then I vote who wins. So you just pick who would win in a fight. So it's like between like Freddy Krueger or like Pinhead or
Are
whatever.
you making the bracket?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That'll be fun. And then hopefully, if everything works out, me and Reed Lackey are gonna do Alfred Hitchcock series. And we got our episode slate listed for that. So that's going to be like MCU Look Back every other month. And that might be, if everything works out, the first episode, which is Rear Window, is going to be the second episode or second review of next year after Midnight Special, if everything works out. That's what I'm planning on. So then we're going to do Rope, Vertigo, Rebecca, and then The Birds. That's going to be season 1 of the Alfred Hitchcock series.
Nice.
And I kind of wanted to make some movies that were classic, ones that I've seen, and then seen stuff I hadn't seen. Because I haven't seen Rope and Rebecca. So
Rope's really good.
fun.
Rope's really good. There's a lot of underappreciated Hitchcock out there. That aren't the main ones. That aren't the Psychos, Birds of the world. Yeah, no, he's got some really good stuff. Especially some like older stuff before he came to America.
Yeah. Living in America.
Hopefully we'll get some more extreme horror done. We kind of been slacking off on extreme
Dude,
horror.
I really want to do that reaction to Audition.
Have you seen Audition?
No, I know about it. I know certain scenes from it. I know
But you
the
haven't watched
infamous wire scene.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. But you haven't seen it.
No.
You should watch it. We'll just review Audition.
No, I want to react to it. I want to
us.
react to it, Jackson. Eric. Eric
Just
Jackson.
live? You just want to do like a live commentary?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
How fucked up it apparently is.
I mean, yeah, but we're just gonna sit there for like hours, or like an hour waiting on all the terrible. Like it's a slow burn movie. Like there's
Yeah,
an
but
hour
once it
of that
gets
movie
to the
where
fucked up part, it'll be so worth it. Because I'm gonna be like just freaked out on my mind.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I want. Oh, no, no, I want to do it, Eric. I want to do it.
You could do it. You could do it. You're more than welcome to.
Okay. So then, before we wrap this episode up, I got some shout outs I want to give. Now, recently, one of my mom's old friends from way back in the day had a birthday party, and we went over to their house, and apparently her nephew, Matthew, it's actually a fan of the show, and him and his girlfriend watched it all the time, and he was telling me that it helps them decide what horror movies that they're gonna go see or watch. So yeah,
sorry. Sorry, Matthew.
no, but shout out to Matthew White. Thank you for watching the show. And then
Yeah, thank you.
I got one. As you guys also know, I got a new job at Shoe Carnival.
Mm.
And then a couple of my coworkers off the show, Dayton and Braden. And Braden just subscribed to me, to us, a couple weeks ago, and it helped us get to 400 subscribers. So,
Nice.
yep.
Nice.
Shouting out Dayton and Braden. Thank you for watching the show. Is there anybody you want to shout out that you can think of?
No.
Shout out to you two.
Yep.
It's been a good year. It's been a good watching year. It's been a good arguing year about movies.
Dude, this has
we
been
don't
a good
always
year in
agree,
general
but
for me.
that's good.
I would say, like, there's been a couple of speed bumps, with me getting laid off from Staples, but that was probably the best thing that happened because I love my Shoe Carnival job. And then my Nissan Pathfinder kept breaking down. That thing's like over 10 years old. And then I got a Hyundai accent from it.
Nice.
Yep, that I saved up some money for. And so that thing's really awesome. It has low gas mileage on there, or low mileage on there. It's the best thing my mom found, and so yeah, I'm like, yeah, let's take it. And then I think our October series was the best one for this year. I think that was like out of all the October series we've done, because the movies that we reviewed, the different guests we had, like Ben and Vera, Emma, this was the first time we had like more guests on that series.
Yeah.
We usually have maybe like one, maybe two guests.
Looks like we're gonna be doing horror comedy.
Yes. Yeah.
Looking that way
next year. So
yep, because you guys got only 5 more days to vote for that. Because the end date is January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Vote for horror comedy.
Vote horror comedy.
I'm fine with that.
I think that is the best idea. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love horror comedy.
Jackson, is there anybody that you want to shout out or thank or whatever?
Nah.
Okay. Oh, one more person. Actually, 2 more people I want to thank. I want to thank my mom for supporting me and making it cool for me to like horror, and telling me about Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger, and letting me rent Frankenstein when I was a young child when we lived in Iceland from the library. And then a couple years later, I watched Frankenstein again and Dracula and Wolfman. And then, I rediscovered those movies, which sparked this whole love for horror. And then I'm going to say thank you to my grandma. I call her Nana. And every time I bring up the podcast in conversations, she always tells me to never give up on it and to keep doing it. And I never want you to give up on, because it's something that you love to do, Drew. And so, yeah, I appreciate her for doing that. And thank you guys for watching the show and subscribing and, getting us to 400. Hopefully we get it 500 next year.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys made it to the end of this episode, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm glad you sat here for 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. And also I just want to thank all the guests that came on this year. All the, some of the new ones like Ben, Vera was new.
Mhm.
Gavin from They're Coming to Get You podcast. I know you guys weren't on the Crow episode, but he was on there. And he was a real cool guest to have on.
It's cool.
Oh, and
Yep.
Emma sort of joined their little
Oh
family.
yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Yeah, the first time he was here. Sawyer Lackey was on the Five Nights at Freddy review. That was real awesome to see him
Nice.
just geek out over FNAF.
Too many more friends and many more horror friends in the new year. We're
Yeah, it was
excited to
fun.
see you
Yeah,
all. Excited to
we,
discuss and argue and love movies with you all.
yeah,
Oh,
we're
I hope
going
we
back
have
to
some really fierce arguments this coming year.
Fierce arguments.
Yes.
Fierce
Yeah.
arguments.
Like friendship ending arguments. That's what
Yeah.
I want.
We discuss these lighthearted horror comedies
Mm.
in the most friendship ending ways possible.
But the thing is, I liked how we got Emma on here because now she's like a regular rotating
Yeah.
host on here with
Yeah.
Mhm.
Stream Horror, and then sometimes he's on like regular episodes of the show.
Mhm.
And I'm glad. Thank you for doing for suggesting Extreme Horror because that's just another.
Yeah, we just need to do it more
Aspect.
regularly. We just got all slacker on it.
Yeah. Well, the last 3 months
pick
are
back
always
up.
kind of weird because I gotta. Well, actually, the last 4 or 5 months are weird because I gotta I gotta prepare for the October series, and then we got.
Yeah, but you don't do the extreme horror. That's on us.
Yes.
We just blacked off.
We've
Yeah.
just been slacking.
Yeah. Well, the end of the year is always busy for a lot of people, so there's that too.
We did the substance in like October. We haven't
I
done
still need
anything
to
in
wa-
like 2 months.
Yeah, I still need to watch that movie so I can
It's
watch that.
substance.
Cool.
Yeah, no, you should watch substance at your
Yeah.
nearest convenience.
It's on streaming now, so you should be able
Yeah.
to.
Yep.
Yeah. Get a free subscription to movie.
Movie.
Enjoy it. Yeah. MUBI.
All right.
I think that's how you say it. Movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm really glad I got my library card. I got another library card because now I can just go there and they have a movie I want to watch, like Philadelphia or Trading Places. I'll just rent it, save some money because I need to save as much money as I can
You
because of
should
this new
continue
card.
watching Philadelphia-centric movies. Watch Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, love that movie.
Yeah. Trying
That's
to
in my
think
top
of
10.
Philadelphia movie.
The
Obviously.
Mark Wahlberg one where he's like the field goal kicker.
Oh, Invincible.
Yeah, I love that
Invincible. Yeah.
My
Not a kicker in that though. He's like a.
Is he?
No, he's like a. I can't
I think
remember.
it's safety or like I think
You're thinking of the garbage picking, field goal kicking Philadelphia phenomenon starring
Oh no.
Tony Danza, which was yes, another football movie about the Eagles from like
You're
the
probably right. Yeah.
my favorite football movie of all time is Rudy. And I did not realize that movie makes my mom cry. Because when we first bought this house, my mom, one day I was watching it and she was gonna do, some work in the house, and she stopped to watch Rudy and she cried. It's a beautiful movie, man. It's about this guy. He's won play one play of Notre Dame fighting Irish football, and he got to do that. And he went through all the struggles to do that. And I love that about that movie.
I always liked Rudy when I was younger. I haven't seen it in years, so
Yeah.
I wonder if it holds up. I wonder if it holds up.
Another good Philadelphia movie. This might be my second favorite Philadelphia movie next to, of course, Rocky, is
Yeah.
Blowout.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
12
that
Monkeys.
one.
12 Monkeys is a Philadelphia movie.
Philadelphia movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Sweet. Yeah,
That's-
dude, Philadelphia just looks cool. And
The Philadelphia Cinematic Universe.
yeah, not next year, but I think in 2026, I think me, my mom, my sister are going to take a trip to Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia.
Yeah.
This is cool because I get to see 2 out of the 3 most famous steps in cinematic history: the Exorcist steps and the Rocky steps.
Mhm.
Because the Exorcist took place in Georgetown.
Right.
Mhm.
Now, what's funny is Patrick Ewing was in Exorcist 3, I believe.
Hmm.
It was either him or Will Chamberlain. but he also played for Georgetown.
Okay.
Which is funny because the first Exorcist is in Georgetown. Which is pretty cool. But anyways, guys,
Yeah.
if you like this episode and you want to see more spooky and weird content, make sure you slash that subscribe button and follow us on Facebook and Spotify at Horror Sci-Fi and Beyond. And also, don't forget to leave this episode a killer comment and give it a King Kong size thumbs up. And
or a Liberty Bell size thumbs up.
Yep.
To go with the film.
Yep. And never forget, guys, to stay weird and happy holidays.